The Wealth Blueprint. How Successful People Think and Why They Prosper. By Margaret Light. Description. Discover the Wealth Blueprint. How Successful People Think and Why They Prosper, a transformative guide revealing the mindset and strategies behind lasting financial success. This book dives deep into the core beliefs, habits and thought patterns that set wealthy individuals apart. Learn how to shift from scarcity to abundance, build multiple income streams, master emotional intelligence, and cultivate resilience. Perfect for anyone seeking to unlock their financial potential, this blueprint offers practical tools to develop discipline, vision, and a growth mindset. Start your journey to prosperity today with insights that empower you to think, act, and live like the successful. Chapter Outline. Introduction: Unlocking the Wealth Mindset. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Wealth, Mindset over Money. Chapter 2: Vision and Purpose, Seeing Wealth Differently. Chapter 3: Taking Responsibility, Ownership of Your Financial Life. Chapter 4: Embracing Risk and Learning from Failure. Chapter 5: The Power of Discipline and Consistency. Chapter 6: Building Multiple Streams of Income. Chapter 7: Investing in Yourself and Continuous Learning. Chapter 8: Networking and Surrounding Yourself with Success. Chapter 9: Mindful Money Management and Wealth Protection. Chapter 10: Giving Back, the Role of Generosity in Prosperity. Chapter 11: Mastering Emotional Intelligence for Financial Success. Chapter 12: The Role of Mindset in Negotiation and Influence. Chapter 13: Overcoming Limiting Beliefs Around Money and Success. Chapter 14: Cultivating Resilience in the Face of Financial Setbacks. Chapter 15: Leveraging Technology and Innovation for Wealth Growth. Chapter 16: Sustaining Wealth Through Legacy and Impact. Conclusion: Crafting Your Own Wealth Blueprint. Introduction: Unlocking the Wealth Mindset. When most people hear the word wealth, their minds immediately turn to money, bank accounts, investments, assets, and material possessions. While financial resources are an important aspect of wealth, true wealth transcends mere dollars and cents. It is a comprehensive state of being that includes your mindset, your daily habits, the lifestyle you cultivate, and the values you embrace. Wealth is not just what you have, it's how you think, how you act, and ultimately how you live. At the heart of this understanding is a profound truth: lasting prosperity begins in the mind. The way successful people think about money, challenges, opportunities, and themselves sets them apart from those who struggle financially or feel stuck in cycles of scarcity and limitation. Their mindset shapes their decisions, fuels their motivation, and influences the relationships and environments they create for themselves. Without this foundational shift in thinking, no amount of financial knowledge or luck can sustain true success. This book is about unlocking that mindset, the wealth mindset, and showing you how to harness it in your own life. It's not a quick fix or a get-rich-quick scheme. Instead, it is a practical guide to transforming the way you perceive wealth, risk, failure, and growth. By exploring the core beliefs, thought patterns, and strategies common among successful people, you will discover how to begin constructing your very own wealth blueprint, an empowering mental framework that guides you toward financial prosperity and personal fulfillment. You will learn that wealth starts with a vision, seeing yourself as capable, deserving, and resourceful. It continues with taking responsibility for your financial choices, embracing discipline, and developing habits that compound over time. You will come to understand why fear and failure, often seen as obstacles, are actually essential elements of growth. This journey will teach you to diversify your income, invest wisely in yourself, build meaningful networks, and manage your money with clarity and intention. It will also reveal the deeper dimension of wealth, generosity, and the joy that comes from giving back. As you read, it's important to approach these ideas with openness and curiosity. Shifting your mindset is not always easy. It requires patience, self-compassion, and the willingness to challenge old beliefs that no longer serve you. But the reward is profound. By adopting the thinking patterns of successful people, you don't just improve your bank balance, you unlock a more confident, resilient, and joyful version of yourself. You learn to see setbacks as stepping stones, and challenges as opportunities. You begin to create a life defined not by scarcity or fear, but by abundance and purpose. The wealth mindset is accessible to everyone. It is not reserved for a select few born into privilege or possessing extraordinary talents. It is a skill that can be cultivated, strengthened, and refined throughout your life. This book will equip you with the knowledge and tools to make that shift. You will be invited to reflect, to practice, and to take deliberate action toward new ways of thinking and being. Ultimately, the journey you are about to embark on is about more than money. It's about changing your relationship with yourself and the world around you. It's about stepping into your power and designing a future where you prosper not only financially, but emotionally and spiritually as well. This is your wealth blueprint, your personalized plan to live abundantly, think strategically, and thrive sustainably. So let's begin. Your better life is just one mindset shift away. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Wealth, Mindset over Money. Wealth is often viewed solely through the lens of numbers: how much money you have, the size of your bank account, or the material possessions you own. While these external indicators are important, they are merely the visible surface of a far deeper and more influential force: the mindset that drives your relationship with money. At its core, wealth begins not with dollars but with the way you think. This chapter explores the concept of the wealth mindset, contrasting it with scarcity thinking, and revealing how your beliefs about money fundamentally shape your financial reality. We will also introduce a powerful principle: that true wealth starts from within before it manifests in your external world. Understanding the wealth mindset requires first unpacking the pervasive nature of scarcity thinking. Scarcity mindset is the belief that there is never enough money, time, opportunity, or resources. It is a worldview rooted in fear, limitation, and survival mode. People operating from scarcity see the world as a zero-sum game, where someone else's gain is their loss. This perspective breeds anxiety, mistrust, and a constant need to hoard or control resources. Scarcity thinking can lead to reactive decisions, short-term focus, and an inability to take risks or innovate. It stifles creativity and blocks the flow of abundance. In contrast, the wealth mindset is grounded in abundance and possibility. It is the understanding that opportunities are plentiful, and that you have the power to create value, generate income, and grow your financial resources. People with a wealth mindset believe that success is not finite, and that their actions can influence their economic outcomes. This mindset encourages generosity, strategic risk-taking, and long-term thinking. It allows for flexibility, resilience, and a positive relationship with money as a tool for empowerment rather than a source of stress or scarcity. One of the most compelling reasons to adopt a wealth mindset is that your beliefs about money have a direct impact on your financial behavior and outcomes. Research in psychology and behavioral economics shows that our subconscious beliefs shape our habits, choices, and responses to opportunities. For example, if you believe money is hard to come by or that you don't deserve financial success, you are less likely to pursue lucrative ventures, negotiate for higher pay, or invest in your personal development. Conversely, a belief in abundance can motivate you to seek new income streams, build networks, and make confident financial decisions. Your money mindset also influences how you handle setbacks and failures. Those with a scarcity mindset may see financial losses as confirmation of their fears and limitations, causing them to retreat or give up. On the other hand, those with a wealth mindset view setbacks as temporary and solvable, part of the learning and growth process. This perspective allows them to persist, adapt, and ultimately create greater success. The difference in mindset explains why two people with similar financial starting points can experience vastly different outcomes over time. It is essential to understand that mindset does not negate external realities, such as economic conditions, social inequality, or unexpected hardships. Instead, mindset shapes how you respond to these realities. While external factors influence your circumstances, your internal beliefs and attitudes determine your ability to navigate challenges, spot opportunities, and remain committed to your financial goals. This is why many wealthy individuals emphasize mindset and personal development as much as financial education and strategy. A powerful principle to embrace is that wealth truly begins from within. Before money accumulates in your bank account, your mind must be prepared to receive it. This preparation involves cultivating self-awareness about your money beliefs, challenging limiting thoughts, and consciously adopting empowering perspectives. When you internalize the idea that you are worthy of wealth, capable of financial growth, and open to abundance, you begin to align your actions with those beliefs. Manifestation of wealth externally is simply the result of consistent mental and behavioral alignment. The mindset acts as a blueprint for your financial decisions, habits, and relationships with money. For instance, if you see money as a tool for freedom and growth, you will likely prioritize investments, learning opportunities, and value creation. If you view money as a source of stress or danger, you may avoid financial planning or take fewer risks, limiting your potential to prosper. This internal foundation also influences your emotional resilience when facing financial ups and downs. Wealth is not a straight path, it involves fluctuations and uncertainty. A strong wealth mindset equips you with the patience, optimism, and strategic thinking to endure tough periods without losing confidence or direction. It encourages you to see the bigger picture and maintain focus on your long-term vision, even when immediate circumstances are challenging. Developing a wealth mindset is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. It requires intentional reflection and practice. Start by becoming aware of your current beliefs about money. Where did they originate, and how do they serve or limit you? Then, consciously choose to adopt thoughts that empower you to take control of your financial destiny. This might involve affirmations, visualization, or studying the habits of financially successful people. Over time, these new mental patterns become ingrained, reshaping your reality. It is also important to surround yourself with influences that support your wealth mindset. This includes people who inspire and challenge you, educational resources that broaden your financial literacy, and environments that encourage growth. Mindset is contagious. Positive thinking and confidence spread through your social and professional networks, reinforcing your internal shifts. As you move forward in this book, you will learn about the specific beliefs and strategies that successful people use to build and maintain their wealth. You will discover how mindset intersects with goal setting, risk management, persistence, and financial planning. Each chapter will provide practical tools to help you reshape your thinking and implement changes in your behavior. Remember, the journey toward wealth is not only about acquiring money, but about transforming how you relate to it. The wealth mindset is about feeling empowered, capable, and hopeful about your financial future. It is about recognizing that you are an active creator of your prosperity, not a passive observer. By committing to this mental transformation, you set the stage for all the financial growth and freedom you desire. Ultimately, the foundation of wealth lies within your mind. When you shift from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to possibility, you unlock the door to lasting prosperity. Your thoughts become the seeds from which your financial future grows. This book is your guide to planting those seeds, nurturing them, and harvesting a life of true wealth, one that enriches not only your bank account but your spirit and your legacy. This foundational chapter sets the tone for the journey ahead. It invites you to question old beliefs, embrace new ways of thinking, and prepare for the exciting transformation that lies in adopting a wealth mindset. The rest of this book will build on this principle, revealing how successful people think differently, and why that mindset creates real and lasting prosperity. Your wealth blueprint starts here with the power of your own mind. Chapter 2: Vision and Purpose: Seeing Wealth Differently. Wealth is much more than accumulating assets or increasing one's bank balance. It is a reflection of a deeper vision and purpose that drives individuals towards sustained success. One of the key distinguishing factors between those who simply earn money and those who truly prosper over the long term is their ability to see wealth through a broader, more meaningful lens. Successful people create clear and compelling visions for their financial future, fueled by a strong sense of purpose that keeps them motivated and resilient through challenges. This chapter explores how vision and purpose intertwine to shape a richer experience of wealth, and offers guidance on crafting your own powerful wealth vision statement. At its core, vision is a mental image of the future you desire to create. It is more than a vague hope or wish. It is a vivid, detailed picture of what success looks like for you personally and financially. Successful individuals understand the power of vision because it acts as a compass, guiding their decisions, behaviors, and energy toward long-term goals. Without vision, it is easy to drift aimlessly or become discouraged when obstacles arise. Vision provides clarity and focus, allowing you to prioritize what truly matters and avoid distractions. Vision is not simply about having financial targets such as earning $1 million or buying a house. While concrete goals are important, vision encompasses the why and the how behind those numbers. It answers questions like, what kind of life do you want to lead? How do you want to feel about your finances? What impact do you want your wealth to have on your family, community, or the world? Successful people craft a vision that integrates financial goals with personal values, passions, and purpose. This integration ensures that their pursuit of wealth is fulfilling and aligned with their authentic selves. Purpose is the emotional and motivational engine that powers vision. It is the deeper reason you wake up each day and keep pushing forward, even when faced with setbacks. Purpose transforms wealth building from a dry financial exercise into a meaningful journey. It infuses your actions with intention and resilience. When you have a clear purpose, you are less likely to give up because your efforts are connected to something greater than immediate gains or losses. Studies show that purpose-driven individuals tend to experience greater well-being, satisfaction, and perseverance. In the realm of wealth, purpose acts as a stabilizing force during financial uncertainty or failure. Rather than being derailed by temporary obstacles, those anchored in purpose adapt and find creative solutions. Their wealth journey becomes a story of growth and contribution, not just accumulation. This mindset shift is crucial for sustaining long-term prosperity. Creating a compelling wealth vision rooted in purpose begins with self-reflection. Ask yourself what wealth truly means to you beyond money. Consider how having financial freedom would impact your lifestyle, relationships, and ability to contribute to causes you care about. Reflect on your values. What principles are non-negotiable for you? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Your answers will help shape a vision that feels authentic and motivating. Once you have clarity on your values and desires, start envisioning the specific details of your wealth future. Imagine your ideal financial situation 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Where are you living? What work or projects are you engaged in? How do you spend your time and money? Who are the people in your life? How do you feel about your financial security and freedom? Painting this vivid mental picture helps bring your vision to life and makes it tangible. To make your wealth vision actionable, transform it into a clear and concise statement. A wealth vision statement is a powerful tool that encapsulates your financial aspirations and the purpose behind them. It should be inspiring and specific enough to guide daily choices, yet flexible enough to evolve as you grow. Writing it down and reviewing it regularly reinforces your commitment and helps keep your focus sharp. For example, a wealth vision statement might be, I am financially free by age 45, able to support my family comfortably, contribute generously to education causes, and live a balanced life of creativity and adventure. This statement combines financial goals with deeper purpose and lifestyle elements. It serves as a daily reminder of what you're working toward and why it matters. Having a clear wealth vision and purpose also enhances decision-making. When faced with financial choices, you can measure opportunities and risks against your vision. Does this investment align with my purpose? Will this expense bring me closer to the life I envision? This alignment reduces impulsive spending and promotes strategic action. It also fosters patience because you understand that wealth building is a process, not a sprint. Moreover, vision and purpose foster resilience. The road to wealth is rarely smooth. Market fluctuations, unexpected expenses, or failures can test your resolve. However, when you are deeply connected to your purpose and vision, setbacks become temporary detours rather than dead ends. This mindset enables you to bounce back stronger and maintain momentum. It also invites creativity in finding new paths to your goals. Successful people often revisit and refine their vision as they evolve. Your vision is not set in stone. It is a living, breathing blueprint that grows with your experiences and changing circumstances. Periodic reflection allows you to stay aligned and make adjustments. This practice keeps your journey dynamic and responsive, rather than rigid and frustrating. Beyond personal benefits, vision and purpose connect you to a larger community of like-minded individuals. Sharing your vision with trusted mentors, friends, or peers can provide encouragement, accountability, and new ideas. Successful people recognize the power of collaboration and support in achieving their wealth goals. Your vision can inspire others and invite partnership, creating a positive feedback loop of growth and generosity. In summary, seeing wealth differently means embracing vision and purpose as foundational elements. Wealth is not just about numbers, it is about crafting a meaningful future that resonates with your values and fuels your passion. By creating a clear, compelling wealth vision and anchoring it in purpose, you cultivate the motivation, focus, and resilience necessary for lasting prosperity. To begin your own journey, take time now to reflect deeply on what wealth means to you. Allow yourself to dream boldly but realistically. Write down your vision, making it as vivid and heartfelt as possible. Connect this vision to your core purpose, why you want to achieve financial success beyond just the money. Make this statement a daily practice. Read it, visualize it, and let it guide your choices. Remember, wealth building is not a destination, but a journey fueled by the clarity of vision and the strength of purpose. When you see wealth through this expansive lens, you transform your relationship with money from one of scarcity or anxiety to one of empowerment and joy. This mindset shift sets the stage for all the practical strategies and habits you will learn throughout this book. Your vision and purpose are the blueprint that will guide your steps toward the prosperity you deserve. As you progress, revisit your vision regularly and allow it to inspire you during moments of doubt or challenge. Know that your purpose is the wellspring of your resilience, enabling you to overcome obstacles and sustain your growth. The power to see wealth differently is within your hands. Embrace it, and watch as your financial life transforms in ways you never imagined possible. Chapter 3: Taking Responsibility, Ownership of Your Financial Life. In the journey toward lasting wealth and prosperity, one of the most pivotal steps is taking full responsibility for your financial life. This concept may seem straightforward on the surface, but its depth and implications run far deeper than simply paying bills on time or budgeting well. Taking responsibility means owning every aspect of your financial reality: your decisions, your habits, your successes, and your failures. It involves stepping out of victimhood, rejecting excuses, and becoming the proactive architect of your wealth future. This chapter explores the critical role personal accountability plays in creating wealth, examines common victim mentalities that hinder progress, and encourages empowering, proactive financial decision-making. Personal accountability is the foundation upon which all meaningful financial progress is built. It means accepting that your current financial situation is largely the result of your own choices, whether good or bad. This does not mean ignoring external factors like economic downturns or unexpected life events. Those are real and can impact anyone. However, it means refusing to let those factors become excuses for inaction or resignation. When you own your financial life, you reclaim your power to influence outcomes through intentional choices. Unfortunately, many people fall into the trap of victim mentalities when it comes to money. They blame circumstances, other people, or even fate for their financial struggles. This mindset creates a barrier to growth because it externalizes responsibility and cultivates helplessness. Victim thinking often sounds like, "I can't get ahead because I don't make enough money, the system is rigged against me," or "I inherited bad financial habits and can't change." While some of these statements may contain elements of truth, holding on to them as permanent limitations blocks progress. When you see yourself as a victim of your financial situation, you diminish your ability to act. This mental state can breed resentment, fear, and a sense of powerlessness, all of which create stress and poor decision-making. Victim mentality can also lead to procrastination, avoidance, and the inability to face hard truths about spending habits or debts. It keeps you stuck in reactive mode, reacting to emergencies rather than proactively building your wealth. Taking responsibility is the antidote to this mindset. It invites you to look honestly at your finances, your behavior, and your beliefs about money without judgment. It means acknowledging mistakes or poor choices, but using them as learning experiences rather than reasons for shame or defeat. When you embrace accountability, you stop blaming external forces and instead ask, "What can I do right now to improve my situation?" This shift from victim to owner creates momentum and possibility. The most successful people in wealth creation have a strong sense of ownership over their financial lives. They understand that every dollar earned, saved, or invested is tied to decisions they make, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. This awareness encourages mindfulness in money management. It helps them identify wasteful habits, spot opportunities for growth, and take calculated risks aligned with their vision. They do not wait for luck or for circumstances to change, they create change themselves. To cultivate this ownership, start by taking a comprehensive look at your current financial situation. This means gathering all relevant information: income, expenses, debts, assets, and liabilities. It also involves reflecting on your financial history and behaviors. Are there recurring patterns that have led to setbacks? Are you avoiding certain financial realities because they feel overwhelming? This inventory is a courageous step toward awareness and control. Once you have a clear picture, commit to making decisions that align with your wealth vision. This includes creating and sticking to a budget, setting financial goals, and tracking your progress regularly. Accountability also means being honest with yourself when you slip up, and then course-correcting without guilt. Rather than being paralyzed by imperfection, View setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow stronger. An essential aspect of financial ownership is proactive decision-making. Rather than reacting to bills, emergencies, or market fluctuations, take initiative in planning for your financial future. This might involve automating savings, investing in your education, seeking professional advice, or diversifying income streams. Proactivity empowers you to anticipate challenges and seize opportunities rather than being at their mercy. Ownership also extends to your mindset and beliefs about money. Take responsibility for changing limiting beliefs that undermine your confidence and ability to build wealth. If you find yourself thinking, "I'm not good with money," or "I'll never be wealthy," challenge those thoughts and replace them with empowering affirmations. Recognize that your financial habits and mindset are learnable and adaptable skills, not fixed traits. An important part of taking responsibility is developing financial literacy. Educate yourself on key concepts like budgeting, investing, credit management, and tax planning. The more informed you become, the more empowered you will feel to make sound financial choices. Lack of knowledge often breeds fear and indecision, which can perpetuate victim mentality. When you take ownership of your education, you equip yourself to navigate the financial landscape confidently. Personal responsibility also involves building resilience and patience. Wealth creation is rarely a quick or linear process. You may face setbacks, market volatility, or unexpected expenses. Owning your financial life means staying committed through challenges, adjusting strategies when necessary, and maintaining a long-term perspective. It is the difference between temporary frustration and lasting success. Taking responsibility can also positively affect your relationships with money and others. When you own your financial choices, you communicate confidence and clarity to partners, family members, or business associates. This transparency can foster trust and collaboration in managing shared resources. It also models healthy money habits for future generations, breaking cycles of financial dysfunction. One practical exercise to cultivate financial ownership is to journal about your money story. Write honestly about your earliest memories of money, your beliefs, and how you feel about your current situation. Identify moments where you took control and where you may have given it away. Reflect on what changes you can make today to strengthen your ownership. This exercise builds self-awareness, which is the foundation of accountability. Another powerful step is setting clear, actionable financial goals with deadlines. When goals are vague or distant, it is easy to procrastinate. However, specific targets like save $5,000 for an emergency fund in 12 months, or increase monthly savings by 10% starting next paycheck create focus and urgency. Ownership grows as you track your progress and celebrate milestones, reinforcing your ability to influence outcomes. Moreover, consider the power of small daily choices. Ownership doesn't require grand gestures but consistent habits that add up over time. Choosing to prepare meals at home instead of eating out, reviewing your bank statements weekly, or reading a financial article each day are simple ways to practice responsibility. These small acts compound into significant shifts in your financial life. It is also important to surround yourself with accountability partners or mentors. Sharing your financial goals and progress with trusted individuals can provide motivation and honest feedback. Accountability partners help you stay on track and avoid slipping back into victim thinking. Mentors can offer guidance and wisdom drawn from their own experiences, accelerating your learning curve. Overcoming common excuses is another part of this process. Phrases like, "I don't earn enough," "I'm too young old," or "I have bad luck," are often self-limiting stories that prevent taking ownership. While external circumstances exist, they do not determine your destiny unless you let them. Shift your focus from obstacles to possibilities by asking, what resources, skills, or strategies can I develop to improve my financial life? This question invites empowerment. Taking responsibility also means preparing for financial setbacks and uncertainties. Instead of fearing emergencies or market downturns, plan for them. Build an emergency fund, diversify your investments, and maintain insurance. This proactive approach reduces anxiety and increases your ability to respond effectively when challenges arise. It turns unpredictability from a source of fear into an opportunity for growth and learning. Financial ownership requires continuous learning and adaptation. Markets change, laws evolve, and personal circumstances shift. Staying engaged and curious about your financial life ensures you remain in control. Embrace mistakes as feedback rather than failure, and seek out new knowledge and skills regularly. This mindset keeps you agile and confident in the face of change. Ultimately, owning your financial life is a liberating act. It frees you from the chains of blame, fear, and helplessness. It empowers you to create the wealth and lifestyle you desire, rooted in your values and vision. While the journey may include challenges, the sense of agency and control you gain is deeply rewarding. In conclusion, taking responsibility for your financial life is not just about managing money. It is a mindset shift that transforms how you relate to wealth and yourself. By rejecting victim mentalities and embracing ownership, you unlock the power to shape your financial destiny. Through honest assessment, proactive planning, continuous learning, and consistent action, you become the steward of your prosperity. This chapter invites you to step into that role fully, knowing that your wealth blueprint begins with the choices and accountability you embrace today. The road ahead is yours to create. Chapter 4: Embracing Risk and Learning from Failure. In the journey to wealth and success, the relationship one has with risk and failure plays a pivotal role. Many people are conditioned to fear risk and failure, viewing them as threats to be avoided at all costs. However, successful individuals understand that risk and failure are not only inevitable, but essential components of growth, innovation, and long-term prosperity. The way you embrace risk and learn from setbacks can determine whether you remain stuck in mediocrity or break through to extraordinary achievement. To begin, it is important to examine why risk is such a feared concept in our society. From childhood, many of us are taught to seek security and avoid danger. This translates into an aversion to financial risk, fear of losing money, making bad decisions, or being judged for failure. While caution has its place, excessive risk aversion can severely limit opportunities for growth. Playing it safe may feel comfortable, but it rarely leads to breakthroughs or significant wealth creation. Successful people do not approach risk recklessly, nor do they avoid it altogether. Instead, they develop a healthy, balanced relationship with risk, based on informed decision-making and courage. They understand that risk is the price of opportunity, and that without taking chances, financial progress stagnates. Whether it's investing in a new business, switching careers, or learning new skills, calculated risk-taking is integral to building wealth. One of the biggest myths about risk and failure is that they are signs of personal inadequacy or doom. Many people believe that failure means they are not smart, skilled, or worthy enough. This fear of failure often leads to paralysis, procrastination, or avoidance, actions that ensure no progress is made. The truth is, failure is neither a verdict nor a catastrophe, it is feedback. Failure is information that shows you what doesn't work, offering invaluable insights for improvement. In the world of finance and entrepreneurship, stories abound of people who face significant setbacks before achieving massive success. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His inventions shaped the modern world precisely because he embraced failure as part of the process. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, was rejected by multiple publishers before her work was finally accepted, and went on to become a global phenomenon. These examples highlight that failure is a stepping stone, not a dead end. The ability to reframe failure as a valuable learning experience is a hallmark of the wealthy mindset. Instead of internalizing failure as proof of inadequacy, successful people analyze what happened, adjust their approach, and persist with new strategies. This mindset transforms setbacks into growth opportunities, fueling resilience and innovation. Learning from failure creates a feedback loop that sharpens decision-making and increases the likelihood of future success. Risk-taking and failure also teach humility and emotional intelligence. Facing the unknown requires managing fear, uncertainty, and sometimes disappointment. These experiences build mental toughness, patience, and self-awareness, qualities that are crucial in both financial and personal realms. The ability to remain calm and focused under pressure often separates successful individuals from those who give up prematurely. Developing a healthy relationship with risk involves understanding your personal risk tolerance and boundaries. Not all risks are equal, and not every risk should be taken blindly. Assessing the potential rewards and consequences allows you to make informed choices rather than impulsive gambles. This requires research, planning, and sometimes seeking advice from mentors or experts. The goal is to balance boldness with prudence, maximizing upside while minimizing avoidable losses. Taking incremental risks can be an effective strategy for those new to embracing uncertainty. Instead of diving into a high-stakes investment or career change immediately, start with smaller, manageable risks. This builds confidence and experience, making it easier to handle larger challenges over time. Small wins through calculated risk-taking reinforce a positive feedback cycle, encouraging continued growth. Failure also provides an opportunity to cultivate gratitude and perspective. When you experience setbacks, it can be tempting to focus solely on what was lost. However, successful people often look for the silver lining. What did the failure teach them? What new connections or skills emerged, or how did it strengthen their character? This perspective shifts failure from a purely negative event to a complex, valuable experience that contributes to a richer, more resilient life. Financially, embracing risk and learning from failure can open doors to innovation and wealth creation. Consider entrepreneurs who launched startups that initially failed, but pivoted to find winning formulas. Each failure refined their product, marketing, or business model until success was achieved. Investors who learn from poor investments develop better strategies and avoid repeating mistakes, leading to improved portfolio performance over time. It is also important to recognize that failure is not always about money or business. Emotional setbacks, relationship challenges, or health issues can also impact financial success. Embracing these failures with a growth mindset, viewing them as lessons rather than defeats, builds the holistic resilience necessary to sustain wealth. This comprehensive approach acknowledges the interconnectedness of life domains and prepares you to handle adversity in all forms. To develop this healthy relationship with risk and failure, start by shifting your internal dialogue. Replace "what if I fail" with "what can I learn if this doesn't go as planned?" or "how can I minimize risks while maximizing opportunities?" This subtle shift in thinking reduces fear and invites curiosity and problem-solving. Mindfulness and meditation can also help manage the anxiety that often accompanies risk-taking, keeping you grounded and clear-headed. Another practical step is to create a failure resume or journal. Document your failures, what you learned from them, and how they contributed to your growth. This exercise normalizes failure and helps you see patterns of resilience and progress. It can also be motivating during tough times, reminding you that setbacks are part of your success story. Seeking out mentors or communities that embrace risk and failure positively can also support your mindset shift. Surrounding yourself with people who have navigated setbacks and achieved success offers inspiration and practical advice. Their stories can demystify failure and encourage you to take calculated risks with confidence. Learning to embrace risk and failure also means forgiving yourself and letting go of perfectionism. Waiting for the perfect time, perfect plan, or perfect idea often becomes a form of procrastination fueled by fear of failure. Accepting that mistakes are inevitable and necessary liberates you to take action. Progress, not perfection, is the key to building lasting wealth. In conclusion, a healthy relationship with risk and failure is a cornerstone of the wealth mindset. Successful people understand that avoiding risk limits growth, and that failure is a natural, valuable part of the journey. By debunking myths about fear and failure, embracing setbacks as lessons, and developing resilience, you empower yourself to take bold, informed actions toward financial freedom. This mindset shift opens the door to innovation, confidence, and long-term prosperity, showing that true wealth is not the absence of failure but the mastery of learning and growing from it. Chapter 5: The Power of Discipline and Consistency. Wealth is rarely the product of a single moment of genius or a lucky break. Instead, it is the culmination of countless small actions repeated day after day. At the heart of this process lies two fundamental principles: discipline and consistency. These twin forces work together silently but powerfully, transforming ordinary behaviors into extraordinary results over time. Understanding and harnessing the power of discipline and consistency is essential for anyone serious about building lasting financial success and living a life of prosperity. Discipline, in its simplest form, is the ability to regulate oneself and adhere to a set of chosen behaviors, even when faced with temptation, distractions, or difficulties. It means doing what needs to be done, not just when it is easy or convenient, but especially when it requires effort, sacrifice, or delay of immediate gratification. Consistency is the act of applying that discipline regularly, day in and day out, without significant deviation or lapse. When these two qualities are combined, the results compound, creating exponential growth in wealth, skills, and character. The importance of daily habits and routines cannot be overstated. The habits you cultivate in your financial life, whether it's saving a portion of your income, tracking expenses, investing wisely, or educating yourself about money, create a foundation for future abundance. These actions, while seemingly small and mundane on their own, build momentum. Like drops of water filling a bucket, consistent financial discipline gradually accumulates into a reservoir of wealth that can sustain and grow itself. Successful people often credit their achievements not just to talent or opportunity, but to disciplined routines. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history, is known for his methodical approach to investing and his habit of lifelong learning. He reads extensively and makes thoughtful, deliberate decisions rather than chasing quick wins. His wealth grew steadily because he stayed committed to a sound strategy over decades. Similarly, many entrepreneurs who have built empires emphasize the importance of daily rituals, early rising, focused work periods, and continuous learning as keys to their success. One of the greatest challenges to discipline is the allure of instant gratification. In a world wired for speed and convenience, it's tempting to prioritize short-term pleasures or quick fixes over long-term goals. Whether it's spending impulsively on luxury items, indulging in distractions, or procrastinating on important tasks, succumbing to immediate desires often undermines the discipline necessary for wealth building. This is where the concept of delayed gratification comes into play, choosing to forego immediate rewards in favor of greater benefits in the future. Psychological research has shown that the ability to delay gratification is strongly correlated with success in various areas of life, including financial stability. The famous marshmallow test, conducted by psychologist Walter Mischel, demonstrated that children who were able to wait longer for a larger reward tended to have better life outcomes later on. Translating this to adult life, the discipline to save money instead of spending it immediately, invest rather than consume, or consistently work towards a goal despite distractions, significantly increases the chances of financial prosperity. Self-control is the muscle that fuels discipline and delayed gratification. Like any muscle, it can be strengthened with practice but also fatigued if overused. Developing self-control involves creating systems and environments that reduce temptation and make disciplined behaviors easier to maintain. For example, automating savings transfers can remove the decision-making process that might lead to impulsive spending. Setting clear financial goals and regularly reviewing progress keeps motivation high and discipline focused. Building disciplined financial behaviors requires intentionality and strategic planning. First, clarity about your financial goals is essential. Knowing what you want to achieve provides direction and purpose for your discipline. Whether your goal is to build an emergency fund, pay off debt, invest for retirement, or start a business, having a defined target helps sustain consistency over time. Next, breaking down large goals into smaller manageable tasks can prevent overwhelm and increase the likelihood of consistent action. For instance, instead of attempting to save a large sum all at once, setting a goal to save a fixed amount weekly or monthly makes the process more approachable. Each small victory reinforces your commitment and builds confidence. Accountability is another powerful tool to cultivate discipline. Sharing your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or financial advisor creates external pressure to maintain consistency. Regular check-ins, progress reports, or even joining a community with similar financial objectives can provide support and encouragement during challenging moments. Mindset also plays a crucial role in sustaining discipline. Viewing discipline as a form of self-care rather than punishment reframes the effort involved. When you recognize that disciplined choices protect your future well-being, reduce stress, and increase freedom, you are more likely to embrace them willingly. Similarly, celebrating small wins reinforces positive behavior and motivates continued consistency. Another key strategy is to establish routines that make discipline automatic. Habits form when behaviors are repeated consistently in the same context. For example, setting a specific time each day to review your budget or read about personal finance turns these activities into rituals that require less mental energy to initiate. Over time, disciplined actions become second nature, freeing your willpower for other challenges. Technology can be a helpful ally in building disciplined financial habits. Budgeting apps, automatic investment platforms, and financial tracking tools simplify the process and provide real-time feedback. These tools reduce friction and increase transparency, making it easier to stay consistent. However, technology is only as effective as the discipline behind its use. Combining tools with a strong mindset and clear goals maximizes their impact. It is important to acknowledge that setbacks and lapses in discipline are inevitable. Life circumstances, emotional stress, or unexpected expenses can disrupt routines. The difference between successful wealth builders and those who struggle is the ability to recover quickly and recommit. Viewing setbacks as temporary obstacles rather than failures encourages resilience and persistence. In fact, consistency does not mean perfection. Missing a day or making a poor financial choice occasionally is natural and does not erase progress. The key is to return to disciplined behaviors promptly and maintain focus on the long-term vision. This flexibility reduces the pressure and guilt that can undermine motivation, creating a sustainable path to wealth. The compounding effect of discipline and consistency extends beyond money. These qualities strengthen character, improve decision-making, and foster habits that enhance all areas of life. The patience and persistence developed through disciplined financial practices often translate into healthier relationships, better career performance, and greater overall satisfaction. Moreover, the ability to delay gratification and stay consistent cultivates emotional intelligence. Managing impulses and staying aligned with long-term goals builds self-awareness and control. These traits empower you to navigate financial challenges with calmness and clarity, rather than reacting impulsively to fear or temptation. In conclusion, discipline and consistency are the cornerstones of wealth creation. Daily habits and routines, no matter how small, accumulate over time to produce significant financial outcomes. The willingness to delay gratification and exercise self-control in the face of temptations sets successful individuals apart from those who struggle. By setting clear goals, creating supportive environments, leveraging technology, and fostering a mindset of growth and resilience, you can build disciplined financial behaviors that lead to lasting prosperity. Remember that consistency does not require perfection, but rather persistence and patience. With discipline as your ally, the path to wealth becomes not just possible but inevitable. Your wealth blueprint starts with the commitment you make today to show up, act, and stay consistent in the pursuit of your financial dreams. Chapter 6: Building Multiple Streams of Income. In today's rapidly changing economic landscape, relying solely on a single source of income is no longer a viable or secure strategy for achieving lasting wealth. The mindset that successful individuals cultivate goes beyond simply earning a paycheck. It involves consciously seeking and creating multiple streams of income. This diversification not only provides financial stability, but also opens pathways to exponential growth, freedom, and resilience in the face of uncertainty. The foundation of building multiple streams of income begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of viewing income as something fixed or limited to one role or job, successful people understand money as a resource that can be generated through various channels simultaneously. This mindset is crucial because it encourages creativity, risk management, and proactive financial planning. At its core, the concept of multiple income streams reflects the principle of not putting all your eggs in one basket. Economic downturns, job loss, or market fluctuations can drastically affect a single source of income, leaving individuals vulnerable. However, by developing multiple avenues for revenue, you build a financial safety net that cushions against unexpected shocks. Beyond security, having diverse income streams creates multiple growth opportunities and accelerates wealth accumulation by increasing the overall cash flow available for investment and saving. Successful people often start with the mindset that their financial future is not limited by their current job or salary. They refuse to believe that the only way to increase earnings is through overtime or promotions at their existing workplace. Instead, they explore other opportunities where they can leverage their skills, assets, or passions to generate additional income. This shift from a scarcity mindset, limited by the bounds of a single paycheck, to an abundance mindset, seeing endless potential to create value, is pivotal. One of the key drivers for diversifying income is the pursuit of financial freedom. Relying on one paycheck means that your lifestyle and financial well-being are tightly coupled with your ability to work a specific job. Multiple income streams provide the option to reduce dependence on any one source, which can eventually lead to a state where work becomes a choice rather than a necessity. This freedom is a hallmark of many wealthy individuals who have managed to build sustainable wealth. Building multiple streams of income typically involves a combination of active and passive income sources. Active income requires ongoing effort and time, for example, working a job, freelancing, or running a business where your presence and labor are necessary. Passive income, on the other hand, involves earnings generated with minimal active involvement once the initial setup is complete, such as rental income, dividends from investments, or royalties from creative work. A practical approach to creating multiple income streams begins with evaluating your current skills, resources, and interests. This self-assessment helps identify areas where you can add value beyond your primary job. Many successful entrepreneurs began by monetizing hobbies or expertise, turning passions into profitable ventures. For instance, a graphic designer might offer freelance services on the side, create and sell digital products, or launch an online course. Each of these represents a different income stream that complements the primary source. Real estate investment is another popular and effective way to generate multiple income streams. Owning rental properties provides regular cash flow through tenant rent payments and potential appreciation over time. While real estate requires upfront capital and management efforts, it exemplifies how an asset can work for you continuously, generating passive income that accumulates wealth independently of your daily labor. The stock market also offers numerous possibilities for diversified income. Investing in dividend-paying stocks, bonds, or mutual funds can create a steady stream of returns. Though markets fluctuate, a well-researched and balanced portfolio can deliver reliable income through dividends and capital gains. This approach requires educating yourself about investing and developing patience, as wealth accumulation through the market often takes time. In addition to financial assets, intellectual property and digital products provide avenues for passive income. Authors, musicians, and content creators can earn royalties or ad revenue from books, music, videos, or online courses. The digital age has lowered the barriers to entry for these income streams, allowing individuals to reach global audiences and generate revenue around the clock. Entrepreneurship plays a significant role in income diversification. Starting a business or side hustle allows you to create additional revenue streams while honing valuable skills such as marketing, sales, and management. Although entrepreneurship involves risk and effort, it also provides the opportunity to scale income beyond the limits of a salary job. Successful entrepreneurs often reinvest earnings from their ventures into other income streams, accelerating the wealth-building cycle. The mindset of continuous learning and adaptability is essential when building multiple income streams. Markets evolve, technologies change, and consumer preferences shift. Individuals who commit to staying informed and upgrading their skills are better positioned to identify emerging opportunities and pivot their income strategies accordingly. For example, the rise of the gig economy has created new possibilities for freelance work, ride-sharing, and remote consulting that did not exist a decade ago. Moreover, the willingness to embrace calculated risks differentiates those who succeed in diversifying income from those who remain stuck in traditional employment. Risk-taking does not mean reckless decisions but rather informed strategic moves supported by research and planning. It involves testing new ideas, investing wisely, and being prepared to learn from failures without being discouraged. Time management is another critical factor in successfully managing multiple income streams. Balancing active income endeavors, side projects, and investment management requires discipline and organization. Prioritizing activities that offer the highest return on investment, whether in terms of money, skills, or experience, is crucial to avoid burnout and maintain momentum. Financial education is a key enabler of building and sustaining multiple income streams. Understanding concepts such as budgeting, investing, taxes, and legal structures empowers you to make smarter decisions and protect your wealth. Many successful individuals invest time and resources into continuous education through books, courses, mentors, and networking with like-minded peers. This knowledge helps them optimize income sources and navigate challenges effectively. Importantly, building multiple streams of income is not an overnight process. It requires patience, persistence, and long-term commitment. Many successful individuals start small, gradually expanding their income sources over months and years. The compounding effect of multiple streams becomes more pronounced as each source grows, and additional opportunities arise from increased cash flow and financial security. Another mindset shift involves viewing failures and setbacks as learning opportunities rather than deterrents. Experiments with new income streams may not always succeed initially, but each attempt provides valuable insights. Resilience and adaptability enable you to refine your approach, pivot strategies, and ultimately discover profitable niches or investment vehicles. Creating multiple income streams also fosters a mindset of generosity and collaboration. Successful people often leverage networks, partnerships, and shared ventures to expand their earning potential. Collaborating with others can open doors to new markets, ideas, and resources that would be difficult to access alone. This social dimension enriches the income-building process and can create mutually beneficial relationships. Lastly, it's essential to keep in mind that multiple income streams should align with your values, goals, and lifestyle preferences. Chasing income for its own sake can lead to burnout or dissatisfaction. Instead, prioritize streams that resonate with your passions and strengths, allowing you to enjoy the journey as well as the destination. Wealth is not just about accumulating money, but about creating a life of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. In summary, building multiple streams of income requires a mindset that embraces abundance, creativity, and resilience. Successful people do not limit themselves to a single paycheck. They actively seek diverse opportunities that generate both active and passive income. By evaluating personal skills, investing in assets, starting entrepreneurial ventures, and committing to continuous learning, anyone can create a diversified financial foundation. While the journey demands patience and discipline, the rewards are profound: increased financial security, accelerated wealth growth, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. Your wealth blueprint becomes more robust and dynamic when powered by multiple income streams, positioning you for prosperity no matter what economic challenges arise. Chapter 7: Investing in Yourself and Continuous Learning. The foundation of lasting wealth goes far beyond bank accounts and investment portfolios. At the heart of financial success and personal fulfillment lies a profound commitment to investing in oneself. This chapter explores the wealth mindset that emphasizes lifelong education and continuous self-improvement, revealing how dedicating time, energy, and resources to your own development yields compounding returns over a lifetime. Investing in yourself means recognizing that your greatest asset is not external wealth, but the unique combination of your skills, knowledge, health, mindset, and experiences. Wealthy individuals understand this principle deeply. They see personal growth as the engine driving every other area of success: career advancement, entrepreneurial ventures, relationships, and financial prosperity. Rather than waiting for opportunities to come to them, they proactively seek to become more capable, resilient, and adaptable through intentional self-investment. At its core, the wealth mindset shifts the focus from short-term gains to long-term value creation. When you invest in yourself, you are building a platform that supports sustained achievement and abundance across many areas of life. This investment can take various forms, including education, skill acquisition, health optimization, mental and emotional growth, and cultivating productive habits. Each area compounds to create a powerful multiplier effect, improving your ability to earn, save, invest, and enjoy life. The commitment to lifelong learning is a hallmark of successful people. In a world marked by rapid technological change and evolving industries, the skills and knowledge that were valuable yesterday may become obsolete tomorrow. To stay ahead, high achievers embrace the reality that education doesn't stop after formal schooling, but is a continuous process. They actively seek new information, master emerging skills, and refine existing talents to remain competitive and relevant. Lifelong education fosters a growth mindset, the belief that intelligence and abilities can be developed through effort and perseverance. This mindset encourages experimentation, resilience in the face of challenges, and a positive attitude toward change. It contrasts sharply with a fixed mindset that views abilities as static, leading to stagnation and fear of failure. By investing in learning, you create a mental environment where challenges become opportunities for growth rather than threats to your self-worth. One of the most tangible ways to invest in yourself is by enhancing your professional skills. Whether you are an employee, entrepreneur, or investor, sharpening your expertise increases your value in the marketplace. This could involve enrolling in specialized courses, attending workshops and conferences, acquiring certifications, or seeking mentorship. Every new skill adds to your toolkit, making you more capable and opening doors to higher income and leadership roles. Investing in soft skills is equally important. Communication, emotional intelligence, leadership, negotiation, and time management are critical competencies that influence your ability to build relationships, solve problems, and navigate complex environments. These skills often differentiate top performers from the rest. Continuous improvement in these areas elevates your personal brand and expands your influence. Financial education deserves special attention within this chapter. Understanding money management, investing, taxes, and economic trends empowers you to make informed decisions and avoid costly mistakes. The wealthy tend to dedicate significant resources to learning about finance, either through books, seminars, coaches, or peer groups. This knowledge builds confidence and enables strategic planning that maximizes wealth accumulation. Beyond intellectual growth, investing in your physical health is an essential component of personal wealth. Health is the foundation upon which all other achievements rest. Without good physical and mental health, your capacity to work, learn, and enjoy life diminishes. Wealthy individuals prioritize exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management, viewing these habits not as optional, but as necessary investments that yield high returns in energy, focus, and longevity. Mindset and emotional well-being are also vital areas for ongoing investment. Developing resilience, practicing mindfulness, managing anxiety, and cultivating optimism are skills that help you navigate setbacks and maintain clarity under pressure. Many wealthy people allocate time and resources to meditation, therapy, coaching, or journaling as tools for maintaining emotional balance and mental clarity. These practices support better decision-making and prevent burnout, enabling sustainable success. Creating habits that support continuous learning and self-improvement is critical for integrating these principles into daily life. Successful individuals often establish routines that include reading regularly, dedicating time to skill building, reflecting on experiences, and setting personal development goals. These habits keep them aligned with their vision and ensure consistent progress even amidst busy schedules. Networking and surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals amplify your growth. Engaging with mentors, peers, and communities committed to excellence exposes you to new ideas, feedback, and opportunities. Wealthy people often credit their success to the quality of their relationships and actively invest in building and nurturing their networks. Investing in yourself also means being willing to spend money wisely on resources that accelerate your growth. This may include paying for advanced education, coaching, technology tools, or wellness programs. While these expenditures may feel significant upfront, they are often the best investments with the highest returns because they increase your capacity to generate income and live a fulfilling life. A crucial mindset to cultivate when investing in yourself is patience and persistence. Personal growth is rarely linear, and the benefits of learning and self-care compound gradually. Maintaining focus on long-term outcomes rather than instant gratification helps you stay committed even when progress seems slow. The wealthiest individuals understand that small, consistent investments in themselves lead to monumental results over time. To harness the full power of investing in yourself, it is helpful to develop a personal growth plan. This plan outlines specific goals, timelines, and actions related to education, health, mindset, and skill development. Regularly reviewing and adjusting this plan keeps you accountable and ensures your efforts remain aligned with your broader wealth blueprint. Another essential aspect is embracing curiosity and humility. Recognizing that no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn, keeps you open to new perspectives and innovations. This attitude prevents complacency and fuels continuous improvement. Stories of successful people investing in themselves abound. Consider Oprah Winfrey, who credits much of her success to lifelong learning, mentorship, and self-reflection. Warren Buffett dedicates significant time daily to reading and expanding his knowledge base. Elon Musk is known for his voracious curiosity and self-taught mastery across multiple disciplines. These examples highlight the universal truth that investing in oneself transcends industry, background, or initial circumstances. In conclusion, investing in yourself and committing to continuous learning is not just a wise financial strategy, it is the cornerstone of a wealth mindset. By prioritizing education, health, mindset, and habits, you build a resilient and adaptable foundation that supports sustained prosperity and fulfillment. This chapter has shown how successful people view self-investment as an ongoing journey rather than a one-time event, emphasizing patience, persistence, and proactive growth. By adopting these principles, you position yourself to reap lifelong dividends, unlocking your full potential and creating a richer, more empowered life. Your wealth blueprint is incomplete without the powerful investment in the most valuable asset you have, yourself. Chapter 8: Networking and Surrounding Yourself with Success. The journey to wealth and success is seldom a solo endeavor. While individual effort and mindset are crucial, the social environment you cultivate plays an equally powerful role in shaping your financial prosperity. The people you surround yourself with, your social circles, mentors, peers, and collaborators, exert a profound influence on your beliefs, opportunities, and overall trajectory. This chapter explores how successful individuals intentionally build and nurture relationships that elevate their potential, and offers practical guidance on expanding your own network in ways that support your wealth blueprint. Human beings are inherently social creatures. From childhood, our environment influences how we think, feel, and act. In the realm of financial success, this is no different. The social circles you frequent often become mirrors reflecting your aspirations, habits, and mindset. If you are immersed in a community that embraces scarcity, fear, and complacency, those attitudes tend to seep into your worldview, subtly limiting your growth. Conversely, surrounding yourself with ambitious, growth-oriented, and supportive people naturally raises your standards and motivates you to aim higher. Many studies confirm that social networks significantly affect economic outcomes. People tend to emulate the behaviors, language, and attitudes of those they interact with regularly. This phenomenon, sometimes called social contagion, means that your immediate environment can either accelerate or hinder your progress. For example, if your peers routinely discuss investments, share business ideas, or encourage skill development, you are more likely to adopt similar behaviors that lead to wealth accumulation. Successful individuals understand this principle intuitively and leverage it strategically. They carefully curate their inner circles, seeking out mentors and peers who inspire excellence and share their values. These relationships provide more than just encouragement. They offer knowledge, accountability, diverse perspectives, and even tangible opportunities. A mentor who has navigated the path before you can help you avoid common pitfalls, fast-track your learning, and build confidence. Peer relationships foster collaboration, creativity, and healthy competition that drives continuous improvement. The influence of mentors cannot be overstated. Mentorship is a powerful tool for personal and financial development. It creates a channel through which wisdom, experience, and practical advice flow. Successful people often credit their mentors for breakthroughs that change their lives. Unlike casual acquaintances, mentors take a genuine interest in your growth and hold you accountable to your goals. This dynamic relationship fosters trust and openness, enabling you to receive honest feedback and guidance. Building a network rich in mentors and supportive peers requires intentionality. It begins with clarity about the kind of relationships you want and the qualities you seek in others. Reflect on the traits and values of people who inspire you. Are they disciplined, creative, courageous, generous? Identifying these characteristics helps you focus your efforts on connecting with individuals who align with your vision of success. Networking is often misunderstood as simply collecting contacts or attending events without purpose. True networking is about creating meaningful connections based on mutual value and authentic engagement. Successful networkers approach relationships with curiosity and generosity, seeking ways to help others rather than just what they can gain. This mindset fosters trust and reciprocity, building a foundation for long-term collaboration. One effective way to expand your network is to engage in communities related to your interests and goals. This could be professional associations, entrepreneurial groups, educational workshops, or even online forums. Participating actively in these spaces allows you to demonstrate your expertise, contribute ideas, and build rapport naturally. Over time, consistent involvement can lead to invitations to exclusive groups, partnerships, or mentorship opportunities. Another approach is to invest time in cultivating existing relationships. Often, we overlook the potential of connections we already have. Colleagues, friends, family members, and acquaintances may hold valuable knowledge or introductions that can support your growth. Reaching out with genuine interest, offering help, or simply reconnecting can deepen bonds and open new doors. Building relationships across diverse backgrounds and industries can also enrich your network. Different perspectives foster innovation and broaden your understanding of markets and opportunities. Successful people often surround themselves with a mix of specialists, creatives, leaders, and learners, creating a dynamic ecosystem that fuels growth. Effective communication skills are essential in nurturing a supportive network. Being an active listener, showing empathy, and expressing appreciation make others feel valued and respected. Remembering details about people's lives, following up on conversations, and celebrating their successes strengthen bonds and build goodwill. These small but consistent actions distinguish superficial connections from meaningful relationships. Trustworthiness and integrity form the bedrock of valuable networks. Wealthy individuals prioritize honesty and reliability, understanding that their reputation is a critical asset. They honor commitments, respect confidentiality, and act with transparency. By embodying these qualities, you attract like-minded people who appreciate and reciprocate your authenticity. It is also important to balance giving and receiving within your network. While it is natural to seek support, contributing your time, knowledge, or resources fosters goodwill and positions you as a valuable member. This mutual exchange creates a virtuous cycle where everyone benefits and grows. Whether it is mentoring others, sharing insights, or providing introductions, generosity expands your influence and reinforces relationships. In the digital age, building and maintaining a network has become more accessible yet requires discernment. Social media platforms like LinkedIn offer powerful tools for connecting with professionals worldwide. However, online interactions should complement, not replace, face-to-face meetings and genuine conversations. When reaching out virtually, personalization and sincerity remain crucial to forming lasting bonds. Setting clear networking goals enhances focus and effectiveness. Ask yourself what you want to achieve. Is it finding a mentor? Exploring business partnerships? Learning about investment opportunities? Defining your objectives guides your actions and helps you prioritize where to invest your energy. Time management is critical in sustaining a network. Relationships require ongoing attention and nurturing. Scheduling regular check-ins, attending events, or participating in group activities ensures you remain visible and engaged. However, it is equally important to recognize when certain connections no longer serve your growth and gracefully step back from those relationships. Facing social discomfort or fear of rejection is common when expanding your network. Many people hesitate to reach out or attend events due to shyness or uncertainty. Overcoming this requires mindset shifts and practice. Viewing networking as an opportunity to learn and contribute, rather than a performance or transactional interaction, reduces anxiety. Preparing conversation starters and focusing on authentic curiosity helps ease social interactions. Networking also involves learning to ask for help strategically. Successful people are not afraid to seek advice or introductions when needed. They do so respectfully, clearly articulating their goals and how others can assist. At the same time, they remain gracious and appreciative, recognizing that support is a gift, not an entitlement. As your network grows, so does your exposure to diverse ideas and possibilities. This increased access to knowledge and resources often translates into tangible financial benefits. Opportunities for joint ventures, investments, partnerships, and collaborations frequently arise from trusted connections. Many successful entrepreneurs and investors attribute key milestones to relationships cultivated through networking. In conclusion, the path to financial prosperity is profoundly influenced by the company you keep. Successful individuals intentionally surround themselves with mentors, peers, and communities that inspire, challenge, and support them. They approach networking as a meaningful reciprocal process that builds trust, value, and shared growth. By cultivating authentic relationships, expanding your social circles thoughtfully, and nurturing connections consistently, you create an environment ripe for opportunities and success. Investing time and effort into your network is an investment in your wealth blueprint, one that multiplies your resources, knowledge, and confidence on the journey to lasting prosperity. Embracing the power of community and collaboration unlocks doors that no amount of individual effort alone can open, propelling you toward the life you envision. Chapter 9: Mindful Money Management and Wealth Protection. Understanding money management is crucial on the path to lasting wealth. While income generation and wealth-building strategies often capture the spotlight, how you manage and protect the resources you accumulate is equally vital. Wealth is not simply about how much you earn, it is fundamentally about how well you steward what you have. This chapter delves into the principles of mindful money management, including budgeting, saving, and protecting assets. It also examines how wealthy individuals approach these areas differently, emphasizing intentionality, education, and foresight. Finally, it provides practical guidance to develop financial literacy and safeguard your wealth for the future. At its core, mindful money management is about awareness and intentionality. It involves a clear understanding of your income, expenses, financial goals, and the systems you use to track and allocate your resources. Many people navigate their finances reactively or impulsively, often resulting in missed opportunities, debt, or financial stress. In contrast, cultivating mindfulness around money fosters control, reduces anxiety, and creates a foundation for strategic growth. Budgeting is often misunderstood as a restrictive, tedious chore, but in reality, it is a powerful tool for empowerment. It provides clarity about where your money is going, and helps prioritize spending that aligns with your values and goals. Wealthy individuals approach budgeting not as a punishment or limitation, but as a framework that supports freedom and choice. Their budgets are dynamic plans, regularly reviewed and adjusted to reflect changing circumstances and aspirations. The starting point in budgeting is to create an honest, detailed account of all sources of income and all expenses. This exercise reveals patterns and highlights areas where adjustments can be made. Mindful budgeting also distinguishes between fixed expenses, such as rent, utilities, or loan payments, and variable or discretionary spending, like dining out, entertainment, or shopping. This distinction helps identify flexibility in your finances and opportunities to redirect funds toward savings or investments. Saving is the next cornerstone of mindful money management. Wealthy individuals tend to prioritize saving consistently and systematically, often automating the process to remove emotional decision-making. The habit of saving is less about the amount at any given time and more about the discipline and consistency over the long term. They understand that saving builds a safety net, provides capital for investments, and creates options for future opportunities. Moreover, saving is deeply tied to the mindset of delayed gratification. Choosing to save today, even when it means foregoing immediate pleasures, reflects confidence in your future and belief in your ability to generate wealth. This contrasts sharply with impulsive spending or the desire for instant rewards, which can erode wealth over time. Wealthy people often view saving not as deprivation, but as an investment in their financial freedom and legacy. Protecting assets is another critical dimension of mindful money management, often overlooked by those not yet on the wealth path. Asset protection means safeguarding your wealth against unforeseen risks that could erode or wipe out what you've built. This includes everything from insurance and legal structures to risk management and prudent financial planning. Wealthy individuals are proactive in understanding and mitigating risks, viewing protection as an essential part of their financial strategy rather than an afterthought. Insurance plays a significant role in asset protection. This includes health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, property insurance, and even specialized coverages like liability or business insurance. These safeguards ensure that unexpected events, illness, accidents, lawsuits, natural disasters, do not derail your financial stability. Successful people routinely review their insurance coverage to align with their evolving needs and risks. Legal structures such as trusts, wills, and business entities also serve to protect assets and facilitate smooth transfer across generations. Wealthy families often use trusts to manage tax liabilities, preserve privacy, and ensure their wealth benefits their heirs in a controlled manner. Engaging legal and financial experts to set up these protections is a hallmark of sophisticated wealth management. Tax strategy is another facet of mindful money management that wealthy individuals leverage effectively. While paying taxes is a civic duty, strategic planning can optimize liabilities and preserve wealth. This includes understanding deductions, credits, investment structures, retirement accounts, and charitable giving. Wealthy people invest time and resources to understand tax laws and work with advisors to implement strategies that align with their goals while remaining compliant. Financial literacy underpins all aspects of money management and wealth protection. Developing this literacy involves continuously educating yourself about personal finance, investing, legal frameworks, and economic trends. Wealthy individuals commit to lifelong learning in these areas, recognizing that knowledge is a key asset that empowers informed decisions and reduces vulnerability to scams, poor investments, or costly mistakes. Building financial literacy starts with mastering the basics, understanding income statements, balance sheets, cash flow, and credit. From there, it expands to learning about various asset classes, risk management, and how markets operate. This education need not be intimidating or complex. Many accessible resources, from books and podcasts to courses and financial advisors, exist to support growth. The crucial factor is approaching learning with curiosity and consistency. In addition to formal education, self-reflection and honest assessment of your financial behaviors and beliefs are essential to developing mindful money management. Awareness of emotional triggers around money, such as fear, shame, or greed, helps avoid impulsive or self-sabotaging decisions. For example, some individuals may struggle with spending as a way to cope with stress, while others may be paralyzed by fear of loss, hindering opportunities. Mindfulness practices and journaling can illuminate these patterns and support healthier habits. Technology also offers powerful tools to enhance mindful money management. Budgeting apps, financial trackers, and investment platforms provide real-time insights and simplify complex tasks. Wealthy individuals often use these technologies to stay organized, monitor progress, and make data-driven decisions. However, technology is a tool, not a substitute for financial understanding and discipline. One of the most profound differences between wealthy and less wealthy individuals is their relationship with money as a resource to be managed rather than merely earned and spent. Wealthy people see money as energy and potential, a tool to build security, freedom, and impact. This perspective shifts focus from short-term consumption to long-term stewardship. They approach financial setbacks with resilience and view money management as an ongoing practice rather than a one-time event. Wealth protection also involves preparing for the unexpected through emergency funds and contingency planning. Successful individuals maintain liquidity to cover at least several months of expenses, providing a buffer against job loss, market downturns, or personal crises. This fund prevents the need to liquidate investments at inopportune times and offers peace of mind. Estate planning is another essential yet often neglected component of wealth protection. It ensures that your wealth and assets are distributed according to your wishes, minimizing disputes and taxes for heirs. Creating a will, naming beneficiaries, and planning for incapacity protect your legacy and provide security for loved ones. Wealthy individuals often revisit and update their estate plans regularly to reflect life changes. Moreover, mindful money management embraces ethical stewardship. Wealth is not only about accumulation, but also about responsibility toward family, community, and future generations. Many successful people integrate philanthropy and social impact into their financial plans, viewing giving as a source of fulfillment and legacy. This holistic approach to wealth cultivates meaning beyond material success and encourages sustainable prosperity. Practical steps to begin mindful money management include setting clear financial goals, creating a detailed budget, automating savings, reviewing insurance policies, and seeking financial education. Developing a trusted team of advisors, such as accountants, financial planners, and attorneys, can provide expert guidance tailored to your circumstances. However, ultimate responsibility remains with you, and building these habits requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to learn. In summary, mindful money management and wealth protection are foundational pillars in the architecture of lasting financial success. They transform money from a source of stress or scarcity into a tool of empowerment and security. By adopting the principles of budgeting, consistent saving, asset protection, and financial education, you align your daily financial behaviors with your vision of prosperity. Emulating the practices of wealthy individuals reveals that their advantage lies not merely in income, but in the intentional stewardship of their resources. Your journey toward wealth is not just about earning more, but about managing and protecting what you have wisely. Through mindfulness, discipline, and strategic planning, you can safeguard your financial future, create resilience against uncertainty, and build a legacy that endures beyond your lifetime. The blueprint of wealth is incomplete without this vital chapter of prudent money management, and embracing it fully will propel you closer to the financial freedom and peace you desire. Chapter 10: Giving Back, the Role of Generosity in Prosperity. The journey to wealth is often framed around accumulating assets, increasing income, and building security. Yet, an essential but sometimes overlooked element in the blueprint of lasting prosperity is the practice of giving back. Generosity is not merely a charitable act or an occasional donation. It embodies a mindset of abundance, a perspective that wealth is not a limited resource but a dynamic flow that grows when shared. This chapter explores how successful people incorporate generosity into their wealth philosophy, the profound impact giving has on the giver's life and mindset, and how cultivating a habit of contribution can deepen prosperity in all its dimensions. The concept of generosity is deeply intertwined with the idea of abundance. While scarcity thinking limits people by focusing on lack, whether of money, time, or resources, an abundance mindset believes there is enough to go around. This mindset sees wealth as a renewable resource, one that expands through sharing rather than diminishes. Giving back is a tangible expression of this belief. It is a declaration that you trust in your ability to create and receive more, and that your value is not tied solely to accumulation, but also to contribution. Generosity challenges the conventional narrative that wealth is about hoarding or guarding assets. Instead, it aligns prosperity with connection, purpose, and impact. When successful people give, whether through money, time, expertise, or resources, they tap into a profound source of fulfillment. Numerous studies have shown that acts of generosity activate reward centers in the brain, releasing neurotransmitters like dopamine and oxytocin that foster feelings of happiness and social bonding. This biological feedback reinforces giving as a positive, enriching experience that benefits both giver and recipient. Philanthropy is one of the most visible forms of generosity among the wealthy, but it is not limited to large donations or public gestures. Generosity manifests in many ways, from mentoring a young entrepreneur to volunteering in community projects, from supporting a friend in need to investing in social enterprises that align profit with purpose. Successful individuals often describe giving back as an integral part of their identity and success, not an afterthought or obligation. It becomes a source of meaning that transcends material gain. One reason generosity enriches the giver's life is that it shifts focus from self-centered goals to a broader perspective. This outward orientation fosters gratitude, empathy, and humility, qualities that nurture emotional intelligence and resilience. When you invest in others' well-being, you strengthen social bonds and create networks of mutual support. These relationships often become sources of unexpected opportunities, partnerships, and shared growth, illustrating how generosity can catalyze prosperity in practical and relational ways. Moreover, giving back is a powerful tool for mindset transformation. When people experience abundance through generosity, they reinforce beliefs that wealth is not finite, and that their actions can positively influence the world. This can break cycles of fear, scarcity, and competition that often undermine financial success. Instead, generosity cultivates a growth-oriented mindset, one that embraces collaboration, innovation, and possibility. It teaches that wealth is not only measured in dollars, but in the quality of life, joy, and legacy one creates. Integrating generosity as a core wealth-building habit requires intentionality and practice. It is not about waiting until you are rich enough to give, but about starting where you are with what you have. This might mean setting aside a small percentage of income for charitable causes, volunteering regularly, or offering your skills to support a meaningful project. The key is consistency and authenticity. When generosity becomes a natural part of your financial habits and lifestyle, it transforms your relationship with money and amplifies your sense of purpose. Successful people often use giving as a strategic part of their wealth blueprint. They recognize that philanthropy and generosity can open doors, enhance reputation, and create ripple effects that extend far beyond the initial act. For example, supporting educational programs or entrepreneurship initiatives can help build a stronger community and economy, which in turn benefits everyone, including the giver. This broader vision reflects a systemic understanding of wealth as interconnected and regenerative. It is important to acknowledge that giving back also involves discernment. Effective generosity requires thoughtful consideration of how and where to contribute for maximum impact. This might involve researching charitable organizations, aligning donations with personal values, or engaging in hands-on involvement to ensure resources are used responsibly. Wealthy individuals often work with advisors or philanthropic consultants to develop giving strategies that align with their vision and goals. Generosity also plays a critical role in legacy building. Many wealthy families create foundations or charitable trusts to ensure that their values and impact continue across generations. This commitment to giving instills a culture of abundance and responsibility in heirs, teaching that wealth carries with it a duty to contribute to the greater good. Such legacies create a lasting influence that defines success beyond financial metrics. The psychological benefits of giving extend to stress reduction and improved well-being. Studies linked generosity with lower blood pressure, increased longevity, and stronger immune systems. These health benefits further illustrate how generosity contributes to holistic prosperity, enhancing not just finances but physical and emotional health. The act of giving reconnects individuals to a sense of purpose and belonging, which are essential for long-term happiness and fulfillment. Despite these benefits, many people struggle with the idea of giving, especially if they feel they do not have enough. Scarcity fears, cultural conditioning, or past experiences can create resistance. Overcoming these barriers starts with reframing generosity as a mindset rather than a transaction. It is not about the size of the gift, but the intention and willingness to share. Small, consistent acts of generosity can build confidence and shift perceptions of abundance. Furthermore, generosity is not limited to money alone. Time, attention, kindness, and knowledge are equally valuable forms of contribution. Mentoring, teaching, listening, and supporting others can create profound impact without financial cost. These acts often lead to unexpected returns, including strengthened relationships, new opportunities, and personal growth. Successful people understand the value of these non-monetary investments in building networks and community. Philanthropy and giving, also foster creativity and innovation. When resources are directed towards social challenges or new ventures, they fuel solutions that can transform industries and communities. Many wealthy entrepreneurs allocate part of their wealth to impact investing, seeking financial returns alongside social or environmental benefits. This approach integrates generosity with strategic wealth building, demonstrating that giving and growing wealth are not mutually exclusive but complementary. Incorporating generosity into your wealth blueprint invites you to see yourself as part of a larger ecosystem. Your prosperity is linked to the well-being of others and the health of your community and environment. This holistic view encourages sustainable practices and conscious consumption, aligning wealth creation with values and ethics. Such alignment generates satisfaction and peace, knowing your financial success contributes positively to the world. Starting your journey of giving back can be as simple as identifying causes or people you care about and exploring ways to contribute. Reflect on your skills, passions, and resources to determine how you can make a meaningful difference. Whether it is supporting a local charity, offering pro bono services, or simply practicing daily acts of kindness, these efforts accumulate and build a culture of generosity. It's helpful to remember that generosity is a cycle, not a one-time event. The more you give, the more you open yourself to receive. This does not mean expecting something in return, but trusting that generosity creates flows of abundance, financially, socially, and spiritually. Many wealthy individuals testify that giving has multiplied their blessings in unexpected ways, reinforcing the truth that prosperity expands when shared. Ultimately, the role of generosity in prosperity is foundational and transformative. It completes the wealth blueprint by adding heart and soul to financial success. When generosity is integrated into your mindset and daily practices, it elevates wealth from mere accumulation to a powerful force for good. It reconnects money with meaning, purpose with action, and individual success with collective well-being. As you cultivate generosity, you align yourself with the most successful and fulfilled people in history, those who understood that true wealth lies in what we give, not just what we get. By making giving a core habit, you enrich your life, empower others, and create a legacy that transcends monetary value. In embracing generosity, you embrace abundance, joy, and a deeper, more expansive definition of prosperity. Your wealth is not just a personal achievement, but a resource that can uplift communities, inspire change, and foster hope. Through generosity, you become a steward of that wealth, a catalyst for growth, and a beacon of the abundance that is possible when we give with open hearts. This chapter invites you to step into that role today, to give, to contribute, and to prosper not only for yourself, but for the world you touch. Chapter 11: Mastering Emotional Intelligence for Financial Success. Financial success is often framed as a game of numbers, strategy, and market knowledge. While these elements are undeniably important, there is a less visible but equally critical factor at play: emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, while also perceiving and influencing the emotions of others. In the context of wealth creation and management, this skill set can mean the difference between making sound financial decisions and succumbing to impulsive, fear-driven actions that sabotage long-term prosperity. At its core, emotional intelligence consists of 4 key components: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Each of these plays a vital role in how successful individuals approach money, risk, relationships, and opportunities. By mastering emotional intelligence, you can develop a balanced mindset that not only protects your financial well-being, but also fosters growth, resilience, and meaningful connections that support your wealth journey. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence and a crucial starting point for mastering your financial emotions. It involves tuning into your feelings, recognizing your emotional triggers, and understanding how these internal states influence your thoughts and behaviors. For many people, money is deeply entwined with emotions. Fear, guilt, shame, pride, or anxiety can all cloud judgment and drive poor decisions. When you cultivate self-awareness, you begin to notice these emotional patterns as they arise, allowing you to pause and reflect instead of reacting impulsively. For example, you might discover that you feel anxiety when looking at your bank statements or stress when considering investment risks. These feelings are signals rather than obstacles. By acknowledging them, you can shift from emotional reactivity to thoughtful response. Self-awareness also helps you identify when your mindset is being hijacked by scarcity thinking or limiting beliefs. Perhaps you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be wealthy," or "I don't deserve financial success." Recognizing these thoughts as just that, thoughts, rather than facts, empowers you to challenge and change them. Self-regulation builds upon self-awareness by enabling you to manage your emotional responses effectively. It means having the discipline to control impulses, delay gratification, and maintain composure even under stress or uncertainty. In the realm of personal finance, self-regulation is crucial. It keeps you from making rash purchases, panicking during market fluctuations, or giving up on your goals when faced with setbacks. Wealthy individuals often exhibit remarkable self-control, not because they are emotionally detached, but because they have practiced regulating their emotions. They understand that temporary discomfort or fear is part of the process, and they choose to respond in ways that align with their long-term objectives. For example, instead of reacting to market dips with fear and selling off investments at a loss, they stay calm, review their strategies, and make decisions based on rational analysis. Developing self-regulation involves techniques such as mindfulness, deep breathing, and cognitive reframing. Mindfulness practices help you stay present and aware of your emotional state without judgment, allowing you to respond intentionally rather than react automatically. Cognitive reframing means consciously changing the narrative you tell yourself about financial challenges, seeing them as opportunities to learn rather than threats to avoid. These skills take time to develop but offer immense payoff by stabilizing your mindset during financial highs and lows. Empathy, the third component of emotional intelligence, is often overlooked in discussions about wealth. Yet, it plays a crucial role in building successful relationships, negotiating deals, and understanding market behaviors. Empathy allows you to perceive and appreciate the feelings and perspectives of others, whether they are clients, colleagues, mentors, or family members. This ability fosters trust and cooperation, which are invaluable in networking and collaborative ventures. Successful people tend to have strong empathetic skills that help them navigate interpersonal dynamics skillfully. They listen actively, respond with understanding, and adapt their communication to connect effectively. This emotional attunement helps them spot opportunities others might miss and build alliances that support their financial growth. Moreover, empathy extends inward, showing kindness and patience to yourself as you encounter mistakes or delays on your wealth-building path. Social skills, the final pillar of emotional intelligence, encompass communication, conflict resolution, persuasion, and leadership. Mastering these skills amplifies your capacity to influence situations and people positively. In business and investing, social skills often translate to better networking, stronger negotiations, and enhanced collaboration. These capabilities can open doors to new opportunities, partnerships, and resources that fuel your wealth creation. Socially intelligent individuals know how to read social cues, manage group dynamics, and inspire confidence. They tend to be effective communicators who can clearly articulate their vision and value. Cultivating these skills requires practice, including stepping outside your comfort zone to engage with diverse groups, seeking feedback and learning from social interactions. By investing in your social intelligence, you increase your ability to build supportive networks and access resources that accelerate your financial success. Beyond these four components, emotional intelligence also equips you to handle the psychological rollercoaster that often accompanies financial pursuits. Wealth creation is rarely a smooth path. It involves risk, uncertainty, and moments of doubt. Emotional intelligence gives you the resilience to endure these challenges without losing sight of your goals. It helps you bounce back from failures, learn from mistakes, and stay motivated in the face of obstacles. For instance, when confronted with a business setback or an unexpected expense, someone with high emotional intelligence will recognize their disappointment but not let it derail their progress. Instead, they will analyze the situation objectively, seek solutions, and maintain confidence in their ability to recover and thrive. This emotional resilience is a hallmark of many successful entrepreneurs and investors who have weathered storms on their way to prosperity. Cultivating emotional intelligence is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. Start by increasing your emotional vocabulary. Learn to identify and name your feelings accurately. This clarity helps you understand your emotional responses better. Journaling can be a powerful tool here. Writing about your financial experiences, emotions, and decisions provides insight and promotes reflection. Next, practice mindfulness to enhance your emotional awareness and regulation. Set aside a few minutes each day to check in with yourself, notice your mood, and observe your thoughts without judgment. When you encounter a challenging financial decision, pause and ask yourself what emotions are influencing your thinking. This moment of awareness creates space for more thoughtful action. Building empathy involves active listening and seeking to understand others without rushing to judgment. Engage in conversations where your goal is to fully hear and appreciate the other person's perspective. This practice not only improves relationships, but also sharpens your ability to negotiate and collaborate in financial matters. To improve your social skills, seek opportunities for networking, public speaking, or teamwork. Join groups related to your financial interests or professional field. Observe how others communicate and influence, and experiment with different approaches to see what resonates. Over time, you will gain confidence and effectiveness in social interactions that can advance your financial goals. Another important aspect is learning to manage stress and prevent emotional burnout. Financial stress can impair decision-making and lead to avoidance or impulsivity. Incorporate stress relief techniques such as exercise, meditation, or hobbies that rejuvenate your mind and body. A balanced lifestyle supports emotional intelligence by keeping your nervous system calm and your mind clear. Ultimately, emotional intelligence enhances your ability to align your financial choices with your values and vision. It encourages you to pursue wealth not just for accumulation, but as a means to create a fulfilling, meaningful life. Wealth is not solely about the amount of money you have, but how you manage it with wisdom, integrity, and emotional balance. In summary, mastering emotional intelligence is a powerful strategy for financial success. It helps you understand and manage your own emotions, relate empathetically to others, communicate effectively, and build resilience in the face of challenges. By cultivating self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills, you create a stable foundation for making sound financial decisions, nurturing supportive relationships, and maintaining motivation on your wealth-building journey. As you continue to develop these skills, remember that emotional intelligence is a dynamic, lifelong practice. Each step you take toward greater emotional mastery strengthens your ability to think clearly, act intentionally, and respond adaptively to the complex financial landscape. With emotional intelligence as your ally, you unlock the true potential to create lasting wealth and a prosperous life defined not just by money, but by confidence, connection, and personal growth. Chapter 12: The Role of Mindset in Negotiation and Influence. In the journey toward wealth and financial success, it's not enough to simply work hard or accumulate knowledge. The ability to negotiate effectively and influence outcomes is a critical skill that separates those who prosper from those who struggle. Negotiation and influence are not just business tactics, they are essential life skills deeply intertwined with mindset. The way you think about yourself, your value, and the situation at hand determines how confidently and successfully you advocate for your interests. Successful individuals recognize that negotiation is not a battle to win at all costs, but a strategic conversation aimed at creating mutual benefit. They approach negotiations with a mindset grounded in confidence, positivity, preparation, empathy, and collaboration. This mindset empowers them to seize opportunities, build strong relationships, and enhance their financial outcomes. At its core, negotiation is about communication and influence. It involves persuading others to see your perspective, while also understanding theirs. To navigate this effectively, you must first master your internal dialogue, the beliefs and attitudes that shape how you engage with others. Many people approach negotiation with fear or scarcity thinking. They worry about losing out, fear rejection, or believe they have little leverage. These limiting beliefs create tension, reduce assertiveness, and lead to concessions that undermine value. Conversely, adopting an abundance mindset, believing there are plenty of opportunities and that value can be created for all parties, transforms negotiation into a powerful tool for wealth creation. Confidence is foundational in this process. Confidence comes not from arrogance but from a clear sense of your worth, preparation, and trust in your ability to communicate effectively. When you believe in your value and come from a place of certainty, your tone, body language, and choice of words naturally reflect that strength. This influence often encourages others to take your proposals seriously and engage in constructive dialogue. Preparation fuels this confidence. Successful negotiators do their homework before stepping into any negotiation. They understand their goals, know their limits, research the other party's needs and interests, and anticipate objections. This strategic mindset turns negotiation from a stressful encounter into a structured problem-solving session. The more prepared you are, the less you rely on emotional reactions, and the more you can steer the conversation toward win-win solutions. Understanding psychological principles behind persuasion further enhances your influence. People are naturally drawn to those who listen actively, show empathy, and demonstrate respect. Negotiation is as much about emotional connection as it is about facts and figures. Empathy, the ability to see the situation from the other party's perspective, builds trust and opens doors for compromise and creativity. It signals that you are interested in solutions that benefit everyone, not just pushing your agenda. Win-win thinking shifts negotiation away from zero-sum confrontation toward collaborative problem-solving. This mindset focuses on expanding the pie before dividing it, seeking creative options that satisfy the core interests of all involved. When you approach negotiations with this attitude, you become a partner rather than an adversary, which can lead to more sustainable agreements and stronger relationships. Developing assertiveness is a vital step in adopting this mindset. Assertiveness means expressing your needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully, without passivity or aggression. It is the balance between standing your ground and remaining open to dialogue. Many people confuse assertiveness with pushiness, but true assertiveness is about clarity, respect, and self-advocacy. It is an empowering stance, that ensures your voice is heard without alienating others. Improving communication skills complements assertiveness. Effective negotiators listen more than they talk. They ask thoughtful questions, paraphrase to confirm understanding, and use persuasive language that appeals to logic and emotion. They avoid defensive or confrontational language, and instead focus on shared goals and mutual respect. Body language also plays a critical role. Maintaining eye contact, adopting an open posture, and moderating tone contribute to credibility and rapport. Approaching negotiation as a collaborative effort rather than a confrontation transforms the dynamic entirely. Instead of entering discussions with a mindset of "I must win," you think, "How can we solve this together?" This mindset reduces stress, opens channels for creative solutions, and fosters goodwill. It encourages flexibility without compromising core interests, and leads to agreements that both parties feel good about. A powerful mindset also includes the ability to handle rejection or setbacks gracefully. Not every negotiation will go your way, and that's part of the process. Rather than internalizing failure or becoming discouraged, successful people view setbacks as learning opportunities and maintain their confidence. They remain open to revisiting discussions, refining their approach, and building stronger foundations for future negotiations. This chapter will guide you through developing this winning mindset, improving your communication skills, and embracing negotiation as a tool for financial empowerment. By shifting your internal narrative, preparing strategically, practicing empathy, and adopting a collaborative approach, you can transform how you influence others and claim the financial outcomes you deserve. The power of mindset in negotiation. Your mindset frames the entire negotiation experience. Imagine walking into a negotiation feeling unsure, doubtful, or unworthy. These feelings translate into body language that might be closed off, hesitant, or defensive. Your words may be tentative, filled with qualifiers like "I think" or "maybe." This weak presentation signals to the other party that you lack confidence or conviction, weakening your position before you've even begun. In contrast, when you adopt a confident, positive mindset, you communicate strength without aggression. You stand tall, make eye contact, and speak clearly. Your thoughts revolve around opportunities rather than obstacles. This attitude not only influences how others perceive you, but also how you interpret the negotiation itself. Instead of seeing it as a threat, you view it as a chance to create value, find solutions, and grow. Successful negotiators cultivate this mindset through self-talk and visualization. They prepare mentally by envisioning positive outcomes and rehearsing key points. They replace limiting beliefs like "I don't deserve this" with affirmations such as "I bring valuable skills and ideas." This mental preparation reduces anxiety and primes the brain for creative thinking and effective communication. Preparation, the bedrock of confidence. Confidence without preparation is empty bravado. Preparation gives your confidence a solid foundation. Before any negotiation, successful individuals spend time gathering information. They clarify their own goals and limits. What do they absolutely need? What are they willing to concede? What alternatives do they have if the negotiation stalls? They also research the other party's interests, pressures, and likely objections. This understanding enables them to tailor their approach and anticipate responses. Preparation also includes developing persuasive arguments, backed by facts, data, and emotional appeals relevant to the situation. This strategic mindset turns negotiation into a controlled process. Rather than reacting impulsively or defensively, you lead the conversation with clear objectives and adaptability. You know when to push, when to pause, and when to seek creative alternatives. This preparedness directly translates into better outcomes and stronger influence. Empathy and psychological principles of influence. Negotiation is deeply human. Psychological research shows that people are more likely to agree and collaborate when they feel understood and respected. Empathy, the ability to put yourself in the other person's shoes, is not just kindness, it's a powerful influence tool. When you listen actively, acknowledge the other party's concerns, and respond thoughtfully, you build rapport and trust. This emotional connection lowers defenses and opens the door to more honest dialogue. People want to do business with those who seem fair, reasonable, and genuinely interested in mutual success. Understanding concepts like reciprocity, social proof, and commitment can also enhance your persuasive power. Reciprocity means people feel compelled to return favors or concessions, so offering small compromises early can encourage cooperation. Social proof involves demonstrating that others support your proposal or that it has been successful elsewhere. Commitment leverages people's desire to be consistent with their past statements or actions, encouraging them to honor agreements. By integrating these principles with empathy, you create a persuasive, respectful negotiation style that builds lasting influence rather than short-term wins. Developing assertiveness and effective communication. Assertiveness balances confidence and empathy. It's about expressing your needs directly while respecting others. Many avoid assertiveness due to fear of conflict or rejection, yet without it you risk being overlooked or taken advantage of. Assertiveness training involves learning to state your position clearly, say no without guilt, and set boundaries firmly but kindly. It requires practice to avoid slipping into aggression or passivity. Using I statements, I feel, I need, helps keep the focus on your perspective without blaming or accusing. Communication in negotiation also demands active listening. This means not only hearing words but interpreting tone, body language, and unspoken concerns. Paraphrasing and asking clarifying questions show that you are engaged and thoughtful, which encourages reciprocity. Choosing your words carefully to frame offers positively, highlighting benefits rather than demands, helps create a cooperative atmosphere. For example, saying "this solution meets both our needs by" is more effective than "I need you to do this." Nonverbal communication, eye contact, posture, gestures, reinforces your message. Consistency between verbal and nonverbal cues builds credibility and trust. Viewing negotiation as collaborative problem solving. Shifting from adversarial thinking to collaborative problem solving transforms negotiation dynamics. Rather than focusing on winning against the other party, you look for ways to satisfy both sides. This approach requires flexibility and creativity. You explore interests rather than positions, asking questions like, "Why is this important to you?" or "What alternatives could work?" This opens possibilities beyond the obvious, and often leads to more durable agreements. Collaborative negotiation also strengthens relationships, turning transactions into partnerships. This can unlock future opportunities, referrals, and support, key assets in building wealth. Handling setbacks and rejections. Even with the best mindset and preparation, negotiations don't always go your way. Rejection or stalemate can feel discouraging, but how you respond matters more than the outcome itself. Successful negotiators view setbacks as feedback rather than failure. They analyze what went wrong, refine their approach, and maintain confidence in their value. Resilience allows them to persist, revisit negotiations if appropriate, and learn from experience. This growth mindset ensures that each negotiation, successful or not, contributes to your overall skill and financial progress. Practical steps to cultivate the negotiation mindset. To develop the mindset that drives negotiation success, start by examining your beliefs about money, value, and conflict. Identify any fears or limiting thoughts, and challenge them with evidence of your competence and past successes. Practice visualization and positive self-talk to build confidence. Before negotiations, rehearse scenarios and responses to feel more prepared and calm. Commit to thorough preparation. Know your goals, alternatives, and the other party's interests. Cultivate empathy by genuinely seeking to understand their perspective. Engage in active listening and assertive communication in everyday conversations to build these skills naturally. Finally, embrace a collaborative attitude, seeing negotiation as an opportunity for mutual gain rather than a zero-sum contest. In conclusion, the role of mindset in negotiation and influence cannot be overstated. It shapes how you perceive and approach every financial conversation and interaction. By cultivating confidence, preparation, empathy, assertiveness, and collaboration, you transform negotiation from a source of anxiety into a powerful tool for creating wealth. As you develop these mental habits, you will not only improve your financial outcomes, but also build stronger relationships and greater personal empowerment, key ingredients for lasting prosperity. Chapter 13: Overcoming Limiting Beliefs Around Money and Success. We often think that money is simply about numbers, strategies, and external circumstances. Yet, one of the most powerful forces shaping our financial reality lies much deeper, in the beliefs we hold about money and success. These beliefs, especially limiting ones, act like invisible barriers that quietly and persistently hold us back. They influence how we think, feel, and ultimately act when it comes to wealth. The journey to financial freedom and abundance requires more than just savvy investments or disciplined saving. It demands a transformation of the mind, a breaking down of the psychological walls that confine us to less than what we are capable of achieving. Limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained convictions that create mental blocks around our worthiness, ability, and entitlement to financial success. They often operate beneath our conscious awareness, shaping our decisions in subtle ways. For example, a person may not consciously decide to sabotage an opportunity, but if they carry the belief that rich people are greedy or I don't deserve wealth, their actions will reflect this invisible constraint. These beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies, ensuring that financial abundance remains just out of reach. The roots of limiting beliefs are complex and varied. They may develop from early childhood experiences, cultural conditioning, family narratives, or personal setbacks. Many people grow up in environments where money was scarce or a taboo topic, leading to unconscious associations between wealth and negativity. Others internalize social stigmas, like the idea that money changes people or that success means sacrificing happiness. Sometimes, past failures or rejections create fears so powerful that they block future attempts at growth. Regardless of their origin, these beliefs are not facts. They are mental habits that can be identified, challenged, and replaced. One of the most common limiting beliefs around money is the fear of failure. This fear can be paralyzing. It leads to procrastination, avoidance, and risk aversion. If you fear losing money or making mistakes, you may hesitate to invest, start a business, or negotiate for higher pay. Yet, failure is a natural and necessary part of learning and growth. Successful people understand that each setback is a stepping stone, not a final verdict. Reframing failure as feedback rather than catastrophe frees you from the grip of fear and opens doors to experimentation and progress. Imposter syndrome is another powerful mental block. This is the persistent feeling that you are a fraud, that your success is undeserved, or that you will be exposed as inadequate. Imposter syndrome can be especially damaging in financial contexts. It may prevent you from asking for raises, pursuing promotions, or accepting new opportunities. When you doubt your own competence or worthiness, you underprice your services or avoid financial risks that could pay off. Recognizing imposter syndrome is the first step in dismantling it, understanding that this feeling is common and does not reflect reality, but rather a distorted self-perception. Guilt around wealth is also a subtle yet pervasive limiting belief. Many people feel uncomfortable accumulating wealth because they associate it with selfishness or injustice. They may worry that having more money means others have less, or that their financial success will alienate them from loved ones. This guilt can lead to self-sabotage, charitable giving from a place of obligation rather than joy, or reluctance to fully embrace financial abundance. The truth is that wealth, when managed with integrity and generosity, can be a force for good. Freeing yourself from guilt allows you to pursue wealth with a clear conscience and open heart. Overcoming these limiting beliefs begins with awareness. The first practical step is to identify which beliefs are holding you back. This requires honest self-reflection and a willingness to question long-held assumptions. One way to begin is by paying attention to your internal dialogue around money. Notice the automatic thoughts that arise when you consider your finances or financial goals. Do you find yourself thinking, "I'm not smart enough, I'll never get ahead," or "money is the root of all evil"? Writing these thoughts down helps externalize them, making it easier to analyze and challenge. Once identified, it is essential to challenge these beliefs actively. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? What evidence do I have? Are there examples of people who have succeeded despite similar challenges? Reframing negative beliefs into empowering ones can shift your mental landscape dramatically. For instance, replace "I'm not good with money" with "I am capable of learning how to manage and grow my finances." Substitute "I don't deserve to be wealthy" with "I am worthy of abundance and success." These affirmations might feel unfamiliar or uncomfortable at first, but repeated practice rewires the brain toward positive thinking. Mindset exercises are powerful tools to reinforce this transformation. Visualization is one such exercise. Spend time imagining yourself living a financially abundant life, how you feel, the decisions you make, the impact you have. Visualization strengthens your belief in what is possible and aligns your subconscious with your goals. Another technique is journaling. Reflect on moments when you overcame financial challenges or succeeded in managing money well. Celebrate your wins, however small, to build confidence. Reflective questions can deepen this process. Ask yourself, what is the story I tell myself about money? Where did it come from? How has it helped or hindered me? Explore how your beliefs shape your actions and outcomes. Consider who you want to become financially, and what new beliefs will support that vision. This conscious exploration fosters self-awareness, a critical component of change. It is also helpful to surround yourself with positive influences that reinforce empowering beliefs. This could mean reading books by financial mentors, listening to podcasts that celebrate financial success stories, or joining communities of like-minded individuals who value growth and abundance. Social environments greatly impact mindset, and exposure to success narratives rewires your expectations and aspirations. Another practical approach is to adopt daily affirmations. Affirmations are simple, positive statements repeated regularly to build new mental patterns. They can be tailored to address specific, limiting beliefs. For example, "I am worthy of financial freedom," "I attract opportunities for wealth," or "my financial success benefits others." Consistency is key. The more you repeat affirmations, the more your subconscious mind accepts them as truth, which influences your behavior positively. Overcoming limiting beliefs is not a one-time event but an ongoing process. Old beliefs may resurface, especially in stressful situations or setbacks. When this happens, return to your tools, identify the belief, challenge it, reaffirm your new mindset. Patience and persistence are essential. Like learning a new language, shifting your money mindset requires time, practice, and compassion toward yourself. One transformative realization is that your financial potential is not fixed but expandable. By dismantling psychological barriers, you unlock creativity, motivation, and resilience. You become willing to take calculated risks, seek opportunities, and invest in yourself and your future. This internal freedom translates into external abundance. In conclusion, limiting beliefs around money and success often form the greatest obstacles to wealth. These mental blocks, whether fear of failure, imposter syndrome, guilt, or scarcity thinking, quietly restrict your choices and confidence. However, they are not permanent. Through awareness, challenging negative thoughts, practicing empowering exercises, and cultivating supportive environments, you can dismantle these barriers. Free from limiting beliefs, you open the path to pursue financial success with clarity, courage, and conviction. This chapter invites you to begin that journey today, to examine your money story, question what no longer serves you, and embrace a mindset of abundance that will carry you toward lasting prosperity. Chapter 14: Cultivating Resilience in the Face of Financial Setbacks. The path to financial prosperity is seldom smooth or predictable. Even the most disciplined, savvy individuals encounter setbacks, unexpected expenses, market crashes, failed ventures, or sudden shifts in personal circumstances that challenge their progress. It is precisely in these moments of difficulty that resilience becomes the defining factor between those who ultimately prosper and those who falter. Resilience is not merely about enduring hardship, but actively adapting and growing stronger through adversity. This chapter explores the mindset and habits essential for cultivating resilience on your financial journey, empowering you to navigate setbacks with clarity, strength, and an unwavering focus on your long-term goals. Resilience begins with recognizing that setbacks are inevitable and part of the process rather than signs of failure or personal inadequacy. The financial world is inherently uncertain. Economic cycles fluctuate, industries transform, and unexpected events can disrupt even the most carefully laid plans. Those who understand this reality from the outset avoid the trap of discouragement or defeatism. Instead, they view challenges as temporary obstacles and opportunities for growth. This shift in perspective, the difference between seeing setbacks as insurmountable walls or as stepping stones, is the foundation of resilience. Adopting a learning orientation toward financial setbacks is a powerful strategy. Every loss or difficulty contains valuable lessons, if you are willing to look for them. For instance, a bad investment might reveal gaps in research or understanding. A missed opportunity might highlight the need for better timing or preparation, and an unexpected expense might encourage stronger budgeting or emergency planning. Viewing challenges through the lens of curiosity and growth transforms the narrative from one of victimhood to empowerment. This mindset helps prevent discouragement and fosters continuous improvement, which is crucial for long-term success. Maintaining optimism in the face of adversity is equally important. Optimism is not blind positivity or denial of reality. Rather, it is the belief that setbacks are temporary and manageable, and that better outcomes lie ahead. Optimistic individuals tend to focus on solutions instead of problems. They anticipate challenges, but remain confident in their ability to overcome them. This hopeful outlook fuels motivation and persistence, preventing stagnation or despair when progress slows. Studies have shown that optimistic people generally enjoy better physical and mental health, which in turn supports their capacity to handle stress and make sound financial decisions. Developing effective coping strategies is a critical part of building resilience. Financial stress can be overwhelming, affecting your emotional well-being, relationships, and even your physical health. Left unmanaged, stress can lead to impulsive decisions, such as panic selling investments, excessive spending, or avoidance of financial responsibilities. Resilient individuals cultivate practices that help them manage stress proactively. These may include mindfulness techniques, regular exercise, adequate rest, and seeking support from trusted friends, family, or professionals. By maintaining emotional balance, you preserve the clarity and composure necessary to navigate setbacks wisely. Building mental toughness, the ability to stay focused and composed under pressure, is another essential aspect of resilience. Mental toughness does not mean suppressing emotions or ignoring difficulties. It means accepting reality, regulating your emotional responses, and persisting in your efforts despite obstacles. This involves strengthening self-discipline, practicing patience, and reaffirming your commitment to your wealth goals regularly. Journaling your progress, celebrating small wins, and reminding yourself of your why can help maintain motivation. Resilience grows when you see setbacks as temporary interruptions rather than permanent failures. One of the most effective ways to cultivate resilience is to prepare in advance. Just as athletes train to endure physical stress, financial resilience requires building buffers and contingencies that soften the impact of setbacks. Creating an emergency fund, diversifying investments, maintaining adequate insurance, and living within your means are practical habits that provide a safety net. Knowing that you have these protections in place reduces anxiety and gives you confidence to face uncertainties. Preparation is a form of self-care that strengthens your capacity to rebound quickly. Another important dimension of resilience is adaptability, the willingness to adjust your strategies and expectations in response to changing circumstances. Flexibility prevents rigid thinking that can lead to frustration or missed opportunities. For example, if a particular investment no longer aligns with your goals or risk tolerance, a resilient mindset encourages reevaluation and course correction rather than stubborn attachment. Similarly, career setbacks might prompt you to develop new skills or explore alternative income streams. Embracing change with openness turns challenges into catalysts for innovation and growth. Resilience also involves cultivating a strong support system. Successful people rarely achieve lasting wealth entirely alone. They build relationships with mentors, advisors, peers, and loved ones who provide encouragement, perspective, and guidance during tough times. Sharing your experiences and seeking advice can reduce feelings of isolation and overwhelm. Moreover, constructive feedback from others often reveals blind spots and generates creative solutions. Being part of a community that values growth and perseverance reinforces your resilience muscle. In addition to external support, fostering self-compassion is vital. It is easy to become self-critical or discouraged after financial setbacks. However, harsh judgment only undermines your confidence and drains your energy. Treating yourself with kindness and understanding allows you to recover more quickly and learn from mistakes. Recognize that setbacks are a universal experience, not a reflection of your worth or potential. Self-compassion creates a safe internal environment where growth and change can flourish. Resilience is also built through reframing your relationship with time. Financial success rarely happens overnight. Those who prosper understand the power of patience and steady progress. Instead of seeking quick fixes or reacting impulsively, resilient individuals focus on consistent actions that accumulate value over time. They embrace setbacks as part of a long-term journey and resist the temptation to abandon their goals when progress stalls. This long-view perspective nurtures endurance and reduces stress. An inspiring example of resilience in the face of financial setbacks is the story of J.K. Rowling. Before achieving worldwide success with the Harry Potter series, Rowling faced poverty, rejection from multiple publishers, and personal struggles. Rather than giving up, she persisted, learning from each setback and continuing to refine her work. Her resilience eventually led to extraordinary financial success and the creation of a global cultural phenomenon. Stories like hers remind us that setbacks do not define the final outcome, resilience and persistence do. Another notable example comes from the world of entrepreneurship. Many successful entrepreneurs have experienced failure multiple times before achieving breakthrough success. For instance, Steve Jobs faced public dismissal from Apple, the company he co-founded, only to return years later and lead it to become one of the most valuable companies in the world. His ability to learn from setbacks, maintain vision, and adapt strategies exemplifies the power of resilience in wealth creation. To cultivate resilience, start by embracing a growth mindset, a belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. This mindset encourages you to view challenges as opportunities rather than threats. When you encounter a financial setback, ask yourself what you can learn and how you can improve. Replace "I failed" with "I haven't succeeded yet, but I am learning." This shift in language fosters hope and motivation. Developing a routine that includes reflection and recalibration is also helpful. After a setback, take time to assess what happened objectively. What factors contributed to the outcome? What was within your control? What can you change moving forward? This process turns setbacks into valuable data points, guiding your next steps and preventing repeated mistakes. Reflective journaling can be a useful tool for this, allowing you to track patterns and growth over time. Additionally, mindfulness practices such as meditation and deep breathing can help maintain emotional equilibrium during financial stress. These techniques train your mind to observe thoughts and feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. Regular mindfulness practice builds mental resilience, enabling you to respond to challenges with calm and clarity rather than reactivity. Building resilience also means setting realistic expectations and celebrating incremental progress. It is easy to become discouraged when your wealth goals seem distant or when setbacks slow your momentum. However, acknowledging small wins, paying down debt, increasing savings, or learning a new skill reinforces positive behavior and keeps motivation alive. Resilience grows when you recognize that progress is often non-linear and that persistence counts as much as speed. Moreover, maintaining a balanced lifestyle supports resilience. Physical health, mental well-being, and social connections all contribute to your ability to handle stress. Regular exercise, healthy nutrition, adequate sleep, and meaningful relationships provide the energy and emotional resources needed to face financial challenges. When your overall well-being is prioritized, you build a stronger foundation for navigating adversity. It is also beneficial to separate your self-worth from your financial status. Many people tie their identity and value to their net worth or income, which makes setbacks feel like personal failures. Resilient individuals understand that their worth is inherent and not dependent on external circumstances. This separation fosters emotional stability and allows for a more objective assessment of financial challenges. In the final analysis, cultivating resilience in the face of financial setbacks is a multifaceted endeavor that encompasses mindset, habits, emotional regulation, and practical preparation. It requires a willingness to embrace uncertainty, learn from adversity, and persist with hope and determination. By adopting a learning orientation, maintaining optimism, managing stress, building mental toughness, preparing contingencies, adapting to change, and nurturing support networks, you strengthen your capacity to weather financial storms. Resilience transforms setbacks from roadblocks into springboards. It empowers you to keep moving forward, knowing that each challenge carries the seeds of future success. Financial setbacks are not the end of your journey, but chapters in a larger story of growth and achievement. With resilience as your ally, you can navigate these chapters with confidence and emerge stronger, wiser, and closer to the wealth and prosperity you seek. Remember, resilience is not about never falling, it is about rising every time you fall. Your financial journey will have ups and downs, but your ability to bounce back with renewed focus and strength is what ultimately shapes your destiny. Cultivate resilience today, and you will build not only wealth, but an unshakable foundation for a thriving life. Chapter 15: Leveraging Technology and Innovation for Wealth Growth. In today's rapidly evolving world, the pathway to wealth creation is no longer confined to traditional means such as working a stable job, saving diligently, or investing in familiar assets like stocks or real estate. Instead, modern wealth builders harness the power of technology and innovation to accelerate their financial growth and create opportunities that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. This chapter explores how successful people leverage financial technology, digital platforms, and emerging innovations to stay ahead, optimize their financial strategies, and build sustainable wealth. It encourages readers to cultivate curiosity, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace change as essential traits for turning technological advances into competitive advantages. Technology has revolutionized nearly every aspect of our lives, from how we communicate to how we shop, work, and entertain ourselves. It has also transformed finance, democratizing access to information, tools, and markets. Where once managing money and investing required specialized knowledge and access to gatekeepers, today, anyone with an internet connection can engage in sophisticated financial activities. This shift has created a level playing field for those willing to learn and adapt, empowering individuals to take control of their financial destinies with unprecedented ease and efficiency. One of the most visible impacts of technology on wealth building is the proliferation of financial technology, or fintech. Fintech encompasses a wide array of tools and platforms designed to improve and automate the delivery and use of financial services. From budgeting and expense tracking apps to robo-advisors and online brokerage platforms, fintech solutions offer convenience, transparency, and cost-effectiveness that traditional methods often lack. Successful people recognize the value of these innovations and integrate them into their daily financial routines to optimize money management, reduce errors, and make informed decisions. Budgeting and personal finance apps have become foundational tools for managing cash flow, tracking spending, and setting savings goals. Unlike the manual ledger books of the past, these digital tools provide real-time insights into financial habits, alert users to unusual transactions, and offer personalized recommendations. This level of visibility enables individuals to make smarter choices and avoid common pitfalls such as overspending or neglecting debt repayment. By automating bill payments and savings contributions, technology also helps build discipline and consistency, reinforcing habits that compound into wealth over time. Investment platforms have similarly evolved, breaking down barriers that once kept many people from participating in the markets. Commission-free trading apps have lowered costs, while fractional shares allow investors to buy portions of expensive stocks, making diversification accessible even with limited capital. Robo-advisors use algorithms to create and manage diversified portfolios tailored to individual risk tolerance and goals, removing the intimidation factor for beginners and providing professional-level management at a fraction of traditional fees. These platforms also often include educational resources, helping users build financial literacy as they invest. Beyond traditional stocks and bonds, technology has opened doors to new asset classes and investment vehicles. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum have emerged as alternative stores of value and speculative assets, attracting both enthusiasts and institutional investors. While volatile and complex, Cryptocurrencies represent a significant innovation in digital finance with potential for long-term growth. Wealthy individuals stay informed about these trends, understanding not only the opportunities but also the risks, and integrating digital assets strategically into their portfolios. Similarly, blockchain technology, the underlying infrastructure for cryptocurrencies, is beginning to revolutionize sectors beyond finance, including supply chain management, real estate, and digital identity verification. This innovation promises greater transparency, security, and efficiency, which can create new investment opportunities and business models. Staying ahead in wealth creation involves monitoring these technological waves and positioning oneself to benefit from their evolution. Digital entrepreneurship is another frontier where technology fuels wealth growth. The Internet and mobile technologies have lowered the barriers to starting and scaling businesses. E-commerce platforms, social media marketing, online courses, and content creation provide avenues for generating income with relatively low upfront costs. Successful entrepreneurs harness these tools to build brands, reach global audiences, and monetize their expertise or passions. Unlike traditional brick-and-mortar businesses, digital ventures can scale rapidly and operate with flexibility, making them attractive for wealth building in the modern economy. Automation is a key technological principle that the wealthy use to optimize their financial lives. By automating routine tasks such as bill payments, savings transfers, and investment contributions, individuals free up mental bandwidth to focus on higher-level planning and opportunities. Automation reduces the risk of human error and procrastination, ensuring that financial goals are consistently pursued. Moreover, technology-driven automation extends to business processes, customer engagement, and data analysis, allowing entrepreneurs to increase efficiency and profitability. Another crucial aspect of leveraging technology is data. The ability to collect, analyze, and act on financial data empowers individuals and businesses to make smarter decisions. Financial apps and platforms increasingly use artificial intelligence and machine learning to personalize advice, forecast trends, and identify opportunities or risks. Wealthy people embrace this data-driven approach, continually refining their strategies based on objective insights rather than guesswork or emotion. This scientific mindset toward money management enhances precision and confidence. Technology also facilitates access to global markets and opportunities. Investors are no longer limited to their local stock exchanges or real estate markets. Online platforms enable buying international equities, participating in crowdfunding ventures, or investing in real estate across borders. This diversification enhances potential returns and reduces risks associated with any single economy. Successful wealth builders recognize the value of a global perspective and leverage technology to tap into the world's financial ecosystems. Despite the numerous advantages, embracing technology for wealth growth requires a mindset of continuous learning and adaptability. The pace of innovation is relentless, and what is cutting-edge today may be obsolete tomorrow. To stay competitive, individuals must remain curious, seek out new knowledge, and be willing to experiment with new tools and approaches. This willingness to adapt mitigates fear of change and positions them as early adopters who can capitalize on emerging trends. At the same time, caution and discernment are necessary. The rapid emergence of fintech products and digital assets means that not all opportunities are reliable or secure. Scams, volatile investments, and hype-driven markets abound. Wealthy individuals exercise due diligence, verifying sources, understanding the underlying technologies, and assessing risks thoroughly before committing resources. They balance enthusiasm for innovation with prudent skepticism, protecting their capital while exploring growth avenues. In addition to external tools, technology also supports personal productivity and knowledge acquisition, which are crucial for wealth building. Online courses, podcasts, webinars, and digital books provide easy access to financial education and entrepreneurial skills. Wealthy people invest in themselves through these channels, constantly upgrading their capabilities to navigate the evolving landscape. Time management apps and collaboration platforms further enhance efficiency, enabling them to juggle multiple income streams or business ventures successfully. Moreover, social media and online communities offer networking and mentorship opportunities. Connecting with like-minded individuals, experts, and industry leaders can spark collaborations, partnerships, and ideas. Technology breaks down geographical barriers, creating vibrant ecosystems where wealth builders exchange knowledge and support. Participating actively in these communities enriches perspective and can accelerate financial growth. To leverage technology effectively, it is important to develop a strategic approach rather than being reactive. Begin by identifying your financial goals and challenges, then explore which technological tools align best with your needs. For example, if budgeting is a challenge, start with user-friendly apps that automate expense tracking and savings. If investing is intimidating, explore robo-advisors or educational platforms. As confidence and sophistication grow, gradually incorporate more advanced tools like algorithmic trading, cryptocurrency investing, or digital business models. Building a tech-savvy mindset also means cultivating digital literacy, the ability to understand and use digital tools confidently. This involves not just technical skills, but also awareness of cybersecurity practices to protect personal and financial information. Wealthy individuals prioritize protecting their digital assets through strong passwords, two-factor authentication, and vigilance against phishing scams. Securing your digital footprint is as important as securing physical assets in today's interconnected world. Importantly, leveraging technology does not replace foundational wealth principles such as saving, disciplined investing, and prudent spending. Instead, technology amplifies these principles by providing better tools, faster access to markets, and more data-driven insights. It allows for greater precision, scale, and efficiency, enabling individuals to execute their financial plans more effectively. In conclusion, technology and innovation are among the most powerful allies of the modern wealth builder. They democratize access to financial tools, open new markets, and create opportunities for income diversification and business growth. To harness these benefits, cultivate curiosity, embrace change, and commit to lifelong learning. Adopt technological solutions that align with your goals, automate what can be automated, protect your digital assets, and use data-driven insights to make informed decisions. Balance enthusiasm for innovation with caution and due diligence to avoid pitfalls. By integrating technology into your wealth-building blueprint, you turn innovation into a competitive advantage that propels you toward lasting prosperity. Remember, the future of wealth belongs to those who not only dream but also adapt, evolve, and innovate. Technology is not just a tool, but a catalyst for transforming your financial reality. Embrace it wholeheartedly, and you unlock new dimensions of opportunity, efficiency, and growth on your journey to financial success. Chapter 16: Sustaining Wealth Through Legacy and Impact. Wealth, at its core, is more than a collection of assets or a figure on a bank statement. True prosperity is deeply intertwined with purpose, responsibility, and the desire to create enduring value that transcends the individual. As you advance in your financial journey, it becomes increasingly clear that the ultimate measure of wealth is not just what you accumulate, but what you leave behind, the legacy that continues to uplift, inspire, and empower others long after you are gone. This chapter explores how wealthy individuals cultivate a mindset centered on stewardship and impact, how they thoughtfully plan their estates to sustain their wealth for future generations, and how they actively contribute to their communities in meaningful ways. By embracing these principles, you can transform your financial success into a powerful force for lasting good. The concept of legacy stretches beyond the material. It encompasses values, wisdom, and influence that shape the lives of those who come after you. For many successful people, legacy is not an afterthought but a guiding vision that informs their decisions throughout their lifetime. This perspective elevates wealth from mere personal gain to a tool for stewardship and service. It calls for a deep sense of responsibility, not just to preserve capital, but to nurture the well-being and opportunities of future generations and communities. The mindset of stewardship is foundational to sustaining wealth through legacy. Stewardship means recognizing that wealth is entrusted to you, and with this privilege comes the obligation to manage it wisely and ethically. It involves balancing the desire to enjoy your wealth with the imperative to protect and grow it for those who follow. Stewards view their financial resources as seeds planted not only for their benefit, but for a harvest that will feed many. This outlook encourages careful planning, prudent investing, and thoughtful giving, ensuring that wealth continues to flourish over time. Estate planning is a practical and essential expression of stewardship. While it may seem technical or even morbid to think about what happens to your assets after your death, it is in fact one of the most impactful steps you can take to secure your legacy. Estate planning involves creating legal arrangements, such as wills, trusts, and powers of attorney, that clearly outline how your wealth will be distributed and managed. These tools protect your assets from unnecessary taxes, legal disputes, and inefficiencies that can erode the value of your estate. Beyond preserving financial capital, well-crafted estate plans can also reflect your values by establishing charitable foundations, educational funds, or support for causes that matter to you. Wealthy individuals often engage estate planning with a long-term, multi-generational view. They consider not only their immediate heirs but also grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and even beyond. This requires dialogue within families about values, financial literacy, and shared goals. Successful legacy planning fosters open communication, aligning expectations and preparing future generations to manage and grow the wealth responsibly. It is an act of empowerment that combines financial prudence with emotional intelligence, nurturing a culture of stewardship that sustains prosperity. Purpose-driven wealth goes hand in hand with legacy. When your financial goals are linked to a larger mission, whether that's improving education, advancing healthcare, protecting the environment, or supporting the arts, your wealth becomes a catalyst for meaningful change. Many of the world's most impactful philanthropists emphasize the joy and fulfillment that come from giving back. Their generosity is not only about writing checks, but also about actively engaging with the causes they care about, leveraging their influence, networks, and knowledge to create systemic improvements. Giving back is a hallmark of the wealthy mindset. It is grounded in the belief that abundance is best expressed through generosity, and that true prosperity grows by lifting others. This generosity is often strategic and intentional, guided by thoughtful consideration of how to maximize impact. It might take the form of direct donations, establishing foundations, funding scholarships, or supporting social enterprises. The act of giving enriches both the giver and the receiver, fostering a sense of connection, purpose, and gratitude that transcends monetary value. In addition to philanthropy, mentorship is a powerful way to sustain wealth through legacy. Successful people often invest their time and wisdom in guiding others, whether family members, entrepreneurs, or community leaders. Mentorship passes on critical knowledge, insights and values that textbooks and money alone cannot teach. By nurturing the next generation of leaders and wealth builders, mentors ensure that their legacy is alive not only in dollars, but also in human potential. This personal transmission of experience and encouragement cultivates resilience, innovation, and ethical leadership. Community impact also forms a crucial dimension of sustaining wealth. Many wealthy individuals recognize that their prosperity is interconnected with the health and vibrancy of their communities. They use their resources to support local development projects, improve infrastructure, create jobs, and foster economic inclusion. This place-based approach to wealth acknowledges that lasting success is shared success, and that uplifting communities ultimately benefits everyone, including themselves. By investing in the social and economic fabric around them, these individuals create ecosystems where wealth can thrive sustainably. To build your own legacy, it is essential first to define what legacy means to you personally. This process requires deep reflection on your values, aspirations, and the impact you wish to leave behind. Consider not only the financial assets you want to pass on, but also the principles, habits, and causes that reflect your highest purpose. Writing a legacy statement or vision can provide clarity and motivation, serving as a compass for your financial and life decisions. This statement becomes a blueprint for how you steward your wealth with intentionality and heart. Once you have a clear legacy vision, integrate it into your wealth blueprint by aligning your financial strategies with your long-term impact goals. This might include allocating a portion of your portfolio to philanthropic endeavors, establishing trusts that support education or healthcare, or investing in socially responsible enterprises. You may also want to engage your family in legacy planning conversations, fostering a shared commitment to stewardship and service. These discussions build trust and continuity, preparing future generations to carry forward your vision. Moreover, developing financial literacy and values education within your family or community strengthens the foundation of your legacy. Teaching younger generations about money management, ethical investing, and the importance of giving cultivates responsible wealth stewardship. These lessons equip them not only to preserve inherited assets, but also to innovate and expand upon them. Legacy is therefore as much about cultivating character and wisdom as it is about safeguarding capital. Technology and innovation can also play a role in sustaining legacy and impact. Digital tools facilitate transparency and engagement in philanthropy, allowing donors to track the outcomes of their contributions and participate actively in social causes. Online platforms enable collaborative giving and impact investing, connecting individuals with projects aligned with their values. Utilizing these technologies enhances the effectiveness and reach of legacy initiatives, creating communities of impact that extend far beyond traditional boundaries. Sustaining wealth through legacy is not without challenges. It requires confronting difficult conversations about mortality, family dynamics, and differing visions for the future. It demands patience, humility, and often the guidance of skilled professionals, estate planners, financial advisors, and legal experts who can help navigate complexities. However, these efforts are profoundly worthwhile, transforming wealth from a transient resource into a lasting force for good. Ultimately, embracing legacy and impact enriches your own life as well. Knowing that your wealth contributes to something greater than yourself brings meaning and fulfillment. It cultivates gratitude for your journey and motivates you to continue growing, not just financially but also spiritually and socially. Legacy becomes a testament to a life well lived, a bridge connecting past, present, and future in a shared story of abundance and purpose. In conclusion, true prosperity transcends individual accumulation and finds its fullest expression in legacy and impact. Wealthy individuals understand that sustaining wealth is about stewardship, responsibility, and purpose-driven action. They plan thoughtfully to preserve and grow their assets, engage in meaningful giving and mentorship, and invest in their communities to create shared prosperity. By defining your own legacy goals and weaving them into your wealth blueprint, you ensure that your financial success resonates beyond your lifetime, enriching the lives of future generations and the world around you. As you close this book, carry forward this vision of wealth as a force for lasting good, because the richest legacy you can leave is a life that empowers others to thrive. Conclusion: crafting your own wealth blueprint. As we come to the close of this journey, it is vital to reflect on the wealth of insights, mindsets, and practices we have explored together. Wealth is often mistaken as simply the accumulation of money or assets, but through this book, you have seen that true wealth is far more profound. It is a dynamic journey shaped by your thoughts, beliefs, actions, and most importantly, your consistency over time. This conclusion invites you to synthesize the core principles you have learned and empowers you to craft your own personalized wealth blueprint, a roadmap that will guide you toward lasting prosperity, fulfillment, and impact. One of the first and most fundamental truths revealed throughout this journey is that wealth begins from within. The mindset you hold about money, success, and yourself is the foundation on which all external wealth is built. Chapter 1 introduced you to the power of adopting a wealth mindset instead of scarcity thinking. This shift in perspective transforms how you perceive challenges and opportunities. When you believe abundance is possible and that you deserve financial success, you open yourself to possibilities that previously might have seemed out of reach. Your beliefs are like seeds planted deep in your subconscious, influencing every financial decision you make, whether consciously or unconsciously. The chapters that followed reinforced the critical role of vision and purpose. Vision is the vivid picture of the financial future you desire. It serves as a beacon, guiding your daily choices and fueling your motivation when obstacles arise. Purpose anchors this vision in something meaningful and personal, ensuring your wealth-building efforts align with your values and passions. Without a clear vision and a sense of purpose, the journey toward wealth can become aimless and unsatisfying. You are encouraged to revisit your wealth vision statement regularly, refining it as you grow and evolve, making it a living document that keeps you connected to your deepest aspirations. Ownership and accountability emerged as indispensable elements of your wealth blueprint. Taking full responsibility for your financial life empowers you to move from victimhood to proactive agency. Recognizing that you alone have the power to influence your financial outcomes, regardless of external circumstances, is liberating. This mindset fosters resilience, initiative, and a willingness to learn from mistakes rather than be paralyzed by them. It means owning your past choices, taking stock of where you are, and making intentional decisions about where you want to go next. The relationship with risk and failure was also demystified in this book. Fear of failure can be a major roadblock to wealth creation, but successful individuals view setbacks as valuable lessons and stepping stones. Embracing risk with thoughtful preparation and reframing failure as feedback rather than defeat builds emotional resilience and adaptive strategies. Your wealth blueprint will inevitably include moments of uncertainty, but the mindset you cultivate around risk will determine how effectively you navigate those moments and continue to progress. Discipline and consistency stand as pillars, supporting all your financial efforts. Daily habits, often small and seemingly insignificant on their own, compound exponentially over time. The power of delayed gratification and self-control enables you to make choices that serve your long-term prosperity rather than short-term impulses. Building disciplined behaviors, such as budgeting, saving, investing regularly, and avoiding unnecessary debt, lays a strong foundation for wealth that grows steadily and sustainably. Another crucial strategy is the diversification of income through multiple streams. Relying solely on one paycheck is inherently limiting and risky. Wealthy individuals actively seek opportunities to generate both active and passive income. This diversification not only accelerates wealth accumulation, but also provides financial security and flexibility. Your wealth blueprint should include an exploration of avenues for creating new income streams, whether through entrepreneurship, investments, royalties, or side ventures, and developing the mindset to seize such opportunities confidently. Investing in yourself and continuous learning was highlighted as a non-negotiable element of long-term wealth. The most successful people are lifelong students of their craft, continually enhancing their skills, mindset, and health. Your intellectual and physical growth pays dividends by increasing your earning potential, decision-making capabilities, and overall quality of life. Committing to ongoing personal development ensures that your wealth is not only financial but holistic, encompassing all areas that contribute to a rich, fulfilling life. Equally important is the influence of your social environment. Networking and surrounding yourself with success enhances your growth exponentially. The people you spend time with shape your attitudes, behaviors, and opportunities. Cultivating relationships with mentors, peers, and supportive communities opens doors and accelerates your journey. Your wealth blueprint should therefore include deliberate efforts to build and nurture these valuable connections. Mindful money management and protection were presented as vital for preserving and growing wealth. Effective budgeting, strategic saving, and safeguarding assets against loss or mismanagement differentiate those who maintain wealth from those who struggle to hold on to it. Financial literacy is a continuous pursuit, and as you grow in knowledge and confidence, you become better equipped to protect your assets and make sound financial decisions. Giving back emerged not just as an altruistic act, but as a powerful wealth-building principle. Generosity creates a mindset of abundance, fosters gratitude, and deepens your sense of purpose. Philanthropy, mentorship, and community engagement enrich your life and expand your legacy, creating a positive feedback loop of prosperity and fulfillment. Embedding giving into your wealth blueprint ensures that your success uplifts others, amplifying the impact of your wealth. Emotional intelligence is another critical aspect of your financial success. Developing self-awareness, managing emotions, and cultivating empathy allow you to make rational decisions even under stress, and build stronger relationships in both personal and professional spheres. Emotional intelligence helps you avoid impulsive behaviors that can sabotage your wealth and equips you to handle setbacks with resilience and clarity. Negotiation and influence are skills that open doors to better financial opportunities. A confident and strategic mindset enables you to advocate for yourself and create mutually beneficial outcomes. Viewing negotiation as collaboration rather than confrontation enhances your ability to achieve your goals while maintaining positive relationships. Your wealth blueprint includes honing these interpersonal skills to maximize your earning potential and business success. Limiting beliefs about money and success often unconsciously hold people back. This book has shown you how to identify and dismantle these mental barriers, replacing them with empowering beliefs that support your growth. Reprogramming your subconscious mind through affirmations, reflection, and mindset exercises frees you to pursue wealth with clarity and confidence. Resilience is the trait that will carry you through the inevitable financial setbacks and uncertainties. Developing mental toughness, maintaining optimism, and adopting a learning orientation enable you to bounce back stronger and continue moving toward your goals. Your wealth blueprint must incorporate strategies for managing stress and maintaining focus, ensuring you stay the course in the face of adversity. Technology and innovation are indispensable tools for today's wealth builder. Embracing financial technologies, staying informed about trends like fintech and digital entrepreneurship, and leveraging automation streamline your financial management and open new growth avenues. Curiosity and adaptability to change are qualities that keep your wealth strategies relevant and effective. Finally, sustaining wealth through legacy and impact rounds out your comprehensive wealth blueprint. Stewardship, estate planning, philanthropy, mentorship, and community investment ensure that your prosperity creates ripples of positive change beyond your lifetime. Defining your legacy anchors your wealth journey in purpose and meaning, transforming success into a lasting contribution. The essence of crafting your own wealth blueprint is understanding that wealth is not an endpoint but an ongoing process. It is shaped daily by your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. It requires a commitment to personal growth, intentional choices, and resilience through challenges. The principles outlined in this book provide you with a solid foundation and a rich toolkit to design a life of abundance, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. Starting today, you are encouraged to take deliberate steps to apply these insights. Begin by revisiting your mindset and beliefs around money, replacing scarcity with abundance. Refine your financial vision and purpose to keep you inspired and aligned. Embrace full responsibility for your financial decisions and be proactive in seeking growth opportunities. Build habits of discipline and consistency that support your goals. Invest in your skills and relationships and protect what you have worked so hard to create. Remember, wealth is not just for the few, but for anyone willing to adopt the mindset and practices that nurture it. Your ability to think and live like the wealthy is a skill that can be learned, developed, and perfected over time. Believe in your capacity to transform your financial reality through intentional mindset shifts and consistent action. As you move forward, hold fast to the understanding that your wealth blueprint is uniquely yours. It will evolve as you grow, face new challenges, and discover new opportunities. Stay open, curious, and committed. Keep nurturing your vision and purpose, and let your wealth serve not only your dreams but also the greater good. In closing, the journey to wealth is a deeply personal and profoundly rewarding adventure. It invites you to cultivate the best version of yourself, to think expansively, act intentionally, and persevere with resilience. It beckons you to envision a future where prosperity flows freely and sustainably, enriching not only your life but the lives of others. You now possess the knowledge, tools, and inspiration to craft your own wealth blueprint. Embrace this opportunity with courage and enthusiasm. The path to lasting prosperity is open to you. Take the first step today and commit to building a future that reflects your highest potential. Your wealth, your legacy, and your impact begin now. Thank you for reading this book. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to leave us a review. Margaret Light. Disclaimer. This book was created with the assistance of artificial intelligence. While every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy and relevance of the content, readers should note that the ideas and perspectives presented are generated by AI and should not be considered professional advice. Readers are encouraged to apply their own judgment and consult experts where needed.